Bam.
Hello, and welcome to session number 11 of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. Thank you, Samantha. Here we go. We've got more stuff. Sorry. To find all the sessions of this game, visit happyjacks.org/Starscape. And to find all the games on the Happy Jacks Network, you can go to happyjacks.org. My name is Kimi, she, her. I am the GM of this wild sci-fi romp and also the game designer. Good news, we funded on Kickstarter.
Yay!
So we funded it like around 220%, I think. So it's very exciting. So thank you, all of you supported it. Spread the word, all those things. If you haven't gone yet, there's late pledges enabled. Or if you're really far in the future, hopefully it's at your friendly local gaming store. We'll see. And
in all bookstores.
Everywhere. That's
across the
Just
multiverse.
materializes. If you say something at the bookstore, it shows up.
exactly. So we are kind of coming up the end of this. So if this is your first episode watching, you might want to go back and watch the other stuff. We have a few more sessions left in this campaign. We do have safety tools that we are using. And yeah, let's go ahead and start on this side tonight.
Ah! I'm afeared. I don't know what to do if I start. Hi, everybody. I'm CADave. Both Lawrence, my character, and myself are he, him. Lawrence is the most terrible of beings that is trying to be slightly less terrible. Yeah. And he kind of realized more of the wreckage he has left behind him this last. He's got some thoughts.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jay, and I use he, him pronouns. And I play Lieutenant Jonas Pinkerton Hurley, who also uses he, him pronouns. I am playing the Hotshot playbook, and I am a human at that. So I think that's all you can say about humans, really, I suppose.
Does he just get a different middle name every time?
This is the first time I've heard
It'd
it.
be a great
It's always been, like, if you look at past episodes, it's Jonas P. Hurley.
Just be a
Yeah,
good,
It's about time to reveal
gag,
it.
though, if it was different every time.
Be a lot of work.
Hi, I'm Jason. He, him. I play Alistair, also he, him. And god damn it, I accidentally made a paladin.
Yeah. Oh, bud.
This is my surprised face.
Yeah.
Podcast listeners, I don't look surprised.
I didn't mean to, but I did. I'm playing the Warrior playbook, and also once and future flame of, well, I guess current.
Yeah.
Of Rhode, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've rekindled a flame we thought long gone out.
You thought was dead.
Yes, literally dead. But I have reported fakefully. Yep.
That's a word.
Anyways, hi everybody. I'm Kai.
Thank you for rescuing me.
I use he, and she pronouns, and I am back playing Rhode, Theyolas, who is the civilian playbook, who uses he, him pronouns, and he's fine and normal and poor, and he's not happy about it.
Oh no, poor Rhode.
His life is so hard.
Literally.
Literally.
Is there any other normal other than poor? Just out of curiosity.
If you're a super wealthy space reptile with feathers
listen.
from a dynasty of very high income people, then yes.
Right?
He carelessly drives a Rolls-Royce shuttle.
Yeah. It's that generational reptilian wealth.
Yeah. Mom's 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
And hi everybody, I'm Sam. I use she, they pronouns, and I am here to play Nolvath, the unfamiliar playbook. They, them pronouns, and apparently your friendly neighborhood human romancer. So like the opposite of what I do in real life.
Sometimes you get the creepy alien monster. Sometimes the creepy alien monster gets you.
Good.
Accurate. All right. So last time on Starscape, you were fleeing the Phigenians who had found out where you were. So you went to a very cosmopolitan planet called Matar 7. Got it right. And basically, you were headed there because the Phigenians weren't going to be able to attack on a large scale. So you were going to have a little bit of a chance to kind of slip in with the population, not just have them take over a planet, raise a planet like they normally would if it was something that was a little less able to defend itself. This turns out this was a place that both Alistair and Jonas had previously fought the Phegenians. So they have some history here. And we found out that Lawrence also has some history here, sort of doing recon and spy work before those big battles, which Jonas kind of discovered this last time. They hadn't really ever really discussed how they were on opposite sides of this big conflict. And that kind of came to light last episode. That you were staying at a hotel, and obviously this planet is very sensitive to Phegenians, and it was discovered that Lawrence was with you. So you were all detained. Lawrence had been able to slip away. You were able to kind of shake the investigators, the FBI equivalents, the Men in Black equivalents that were holding you basically in the hotel. And Jonas was finally able to like pull some rank, and when he got back to you to like his military chops, and like they were like, "Oh, you're amazing. Okay, we'll do it. You outrank us, no problem, sir." And like you were able to get away. You've headed back to the shuttle. Lawrence is headed to the shuttle. He was able to meet his friend Jerry. Friend is in air quotes. It was your contact from before the Phegenian attack here. Jerry was not super happy to see you. Terrified, helped you because basically you gave him the information to save his family and get his family out before the attack. So he felt like he owed you, but he's still rightfully terrified of you and all Phegenians. Sure. He gave you the documents that you needed for the crew, except for Alistair.
Yeah.
Because you weren't there.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also like a normal person.
You also
Yeah.
have your own paperwork.
Yeah,
'cause
I'm a
you're
legal
legitimate.
identity.
Yeah, and you're not pretending to be dead.
Right. No one's after me. I'm not. I'm not wanted.
That
Yeah.
you know of.
Yeah.
That you know of. Yeah, so you were able to get paperwork for false identities for the crew. The only one that might be a little iffy is Nolvath's, because Nolvath is an unknown species, so getting like official paperwork for them is a little difficult. So Jerry did his best. He just like, it was like a random species,
Close
fine.
enough, yeah.
Gave you that, so you're headed back. Nolvath and Rhode, you're headed to the shuttle. Jonas, you were headed to the shuttle, but then you made a detour, and we're going to find out more about that in just a few minutes. And so I think we're going to open our scene and our session today with you arriving back at the shuttle. Remember, it's in this weird parking structure that's like the corkscrew, like circular thing that has all the ships parked on the outside, and you have like this walkway down in the center.
It's honestly far too high up. I'm tired.
Well, perhaps you'd like a hand
Oh!
then.
Alistair appears.
I was at the shuttle already, right?
Yeah.
That's what we established. Yeah.
But I'm just like narrating.
Yeah.
A wild Alistair appears.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like step out from the side of the shuttle.
Yeah.
Like, perhaps I could give you a hand then.
Rhode like runs at Alistair and like jumps on him.
Yay! Okay. Yes. That's good.
What are you doing here? How long did they follow you? Are you all right? Are you all right? And starts to just like fully grab his face, check his like plumage, the whole thing.
It was a harrowing video call, but I put in for vacation, and I have some time to myself.
Was it actually harrowing, or are you
I am being sarcastic.
okay? Because we've actually had a harrowing day.
Oh, I'm sorry. What could have I've been gone less than a day?
Our room got searched. We were in a nice-ish hotel. Everything's gone wrong, Alistair.
Why did they search your rooms?
We got made.
As what?
They're not fond of Phegenians around here.
Oh, well, I suppose you... The unsaid thing is you get what you get. That's what you get for hanging around with those sorts of people, but it doesn't actually come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it can be like counted as being unsaid if it's all over your face.
Yes, that's why I'm narrating it.
Yes.
There's a lot of expression happening.
We got run out of a hotel. I've never been run out of a hotel before.
I had to hide behind a plant.
It worked shockingly well.
Those guards were not very perceptive.
Well, they were brutish. Touched all of my things.
Were you able to bring your things, or are we leaving as is?
I didn't bring very much.
Mm-hmm.
No, for Rhode it is quite little, actually.
All right. Well, some things do change, I guess.
I'm working on being more frugal.
No, you said it correctly. That's excellent. Well, are we waiting on the others, or?
Yes, I
see.
hope that Lawrence made it back. And immediately Rhode's like, oh, I should actually care about this. And like opens his little finger Pyronin cloud and sends them a message to both of them. It's just in the group thread, which unfortunately Alistair is still not a part of.
Nope, he is not.
Made it back to shuttle ETA.
That's a good question.
I mean,
Can
you're
I
probably
make it back
fairly
to the
close.
shuttle
Yeah.
without incident?
Yeah, I think you can without incident.
I mean,
What
that's
do
what
we-
I was waiting on, because I'm like,
I see.
getting
what-
across the hostile worldscape is.
yeah.
Also, didn't your friend
Yeah,
give
you, like, a
you
hoodie and
directions and,
Yeah, he gave me
and
new
disguise
clothes,
and
yeah.
whatnot?
Why don't you do a roll for that?
Okay.
Why don't you just roll your savvy?
Right.
Come on, Lawrence. Don't get caught.
Oh,
Whoa.
I am a ghost.
Okay.
That might be that you're dead.
I've got 14,
Okay.
so
It's the hoodie.
yeah.
And I think they also they give you like a scarf too, so you're like a hoodie and like a scarf.
Yeah,
Like you've got a whole situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I just breeze through customs. Like,
I mean, you don't have to go through.
I
You're
know,
literally just
but-
walking on sidewalks, so
sure.
yeah. But you make it back. Yes.
I totally walk past like at least a local police precinct.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
everything's fine.
Yeah.
So I probably like you hear footsteps trudging up the spiral ramp,
Mhm.
and then I probably arrive like a little out of breath.
Rhode just watches, kind of tenuous, like, is this Lawrence? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, like I'd probably get closer and then be like, pull back the hood and still be wearing the bad.
No, that's like, it smells like Lawrence.
Oh, good. Is it a good smell? I'll ask you about that later.
Neutral.
You smell neutral. Anyways, hi Lawrence. I'm glad you're alive. I like the change of clothes.
I'm as well. I apologize.
For what?
I didn't expect them to be as good as they appear to have gotten.
Well, Jonas is capable. It doesn't completely surprise me. And look, I found Alistair.
So I see.
I'm sure you're pleased to see me again.
Indeed. I'm glad you are here.
All right.
Very convincing. Good job.
Like, legitimately, it sounds like Lawrence means it. Like,
I'm dubious.
sure. I mean, you're welcome to be.
Yeah, yeah.
But from a just, it seemed like a totally natural reaction.
Yeah.
Not like pause, growl.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Okay. We're gonna assume there's polite and friendly conversation, somewhat awkward.
Polite
somewhat-
and
with some-
friendly.
Yes.
Yeah. A little bit of tension and of
trademark.
all types. But we're gonna jump to Jonas. So
Okay.
Jonas, where are you right now and what are you doing?
I'm gonna say that because this is sort of a city of leisure, you know, it being kind of the touristy location, it is known to have like military retirees and folks who may have like left the military come and retire here or plant roots here for various reasons. So I'm going to try to find someone who might have left the forces but still have close ties to them, who might have information, or at least who might have the means of finding out, like, again, what's the Phogenian activity been around, you know, what's it been like across the various systems, if there's anything weird, are they mounting new campaigns, Are they doing odd movements or motions?
Okay.
And also, like, what are the Pyronans kind of up to as well? That's a secondary thing.
Okay. Is it going to be someone? Are you looking for people you know, or are you looking for someone who has this information?
At this point, I'm just trying. I'm like going and asking around, like seeing if I can track somebody with this information. Maybe going to like a local outpost, a local like military outpost, like guard outpost or something like that, and seeing if I can, I don't know, talk my way to get somebody's help getting records and such.
Okay, so you get a recommendation from someone at, we'll say, like a guard outpost or
Sure.
a bar or wherever you hang out. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, if you want to know about all those things, you definitely want to talk with Nameless.
Play Starscape, everyone. There's good names
yeah.
attached.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Barnabas Simpson.
He pities the fool without
Yeah.
Never make fun of anyone's hair.
Anyway, so okay.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Kimmy.
Are we sticking with that?
No, just let it fly.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
done now.
Yeah,
I wrote it
done.
down.
Okay, all right. Yep.
It's
It's
in
in my
Sam's
notes.
book. It's canon now.
Everybody's notes. Then in that case, I'll head over to see if I can meet with this Barnabas Simpson character.
The person's like, yeah, he's a old drinking buddy of mine. No, we don't see him very much anymore. But here's his address if you wanted to go visit. And he goes by Barney.
Okay, all right. In that case, yeah, I'll thank them kindly for it. A watering hole. I'll just spend a few credits to buy him a drink.
Great. Very thankful.
I'll drop my name too, like,
Okay.
oh yeah, it's Jonas Hurley. You may have heard of me.
We're gonna say he did. Like he fought also. He didn't fight like alongside you, but he
Yeah.
was in the battle, and he heard about your amazing feats, and it's just like, whoa, I always want to shake your hand.
Okay, excellent. Then in that
Yeah.
case, I'll do the whole thing. Ask him about his service and
Yeah.
and then be on my merry way.
Okay.
So I actually go to Barney's house or like home. Okay, all right.
First thing you notice, it's like most of it here is like vertical. He's got like a street level residence. It has nicer apartments above it, but you can tell like his is sort of run down. It looks like it might have been a storefront at one point. And it's got like the windows are all covered with like aluminum, and yeah, just look, and there's like dust. There's a bunch of packages on the stoop, and it looks like it's not a place most people go. It's
Ooh.
like very kind of by itself.
Okay. What is Barney's rank, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know,
excellent.
Jonas. What's Barney's rank? What did the person tell you?
We'll see. He's a colonel.
Colonel.
Oh.
Actually, a superior.
Colonel Barney. Okay.
Yeah. Colonel Barney.
Colonel Simpson. If we're being respectful.
Yeah, excuse me.
Yes,
He's Colonel
yeah, yeah,
Sampson.
But he's retired.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Retired
He actually prefers Colonel Baracus.
Yeah.
Or Barnabas.
Barnabas.
Sorry.
Colonel.
Anyway,
Yes.
okay. In that case, I'll. The packages have been there kind of a while.
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
They haven't been there like a long time, but it definitely doesn't look like that door opens very often.
Okay, gotcha. I'll actually pick one up, a fairly sizable one, and just kind of have it in my hand when I knock on the door.
Okay, it makes this weird like clinking noise when you lift it up,
Okay.
and then just like there's like weird stuff in there.
Okay. All right.
Like, you hear like this like scuttling, and then you see like this little thing goes. Who are you and what do you want?
Delivery for you.
Leave it on the porch.
Well, no, this is something that needs to make
Did you
it
not
into your...
see all the other packages? Just leave it on the porch.
Okay, well, I suppose if these things are not as important to you, then maybe this will be, hopefully. My name is Lieutenant Hurley, and I have to speak with you, Colonel Simpson.
There's like a pause, and you can like feel the thinking happening on the other side of the door, and then you see the little thing go. Like, I'm sorry. Could you repeat your name?
My name is Lieutenant Jonas P. Hurley. I was actually a protege of Colonel Haywood Angus.
Yeah. Yes, I got older.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be able to make it a few more years so far.
All right. But
I'm sure that...
you're delivering packages now?
No, I just wanted to extend the courtesy of helping you out here.
All right, well. All right. Eddie, yeah, come on in. Pick up the rest of those packages. All right. So,
Yeah.
like, the door opens just, like, barely enough for you to, like, squeeze
Okay.
through. And he, like, sticks his arm out to, like, have you hand him the packages.
Oh, okay. I was gonna just like try to pick him up and like kick packages that like forward so
Okay,
that he,
he's kind of doing
I'll
that.
be like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know.
And he kind of slides them in. And then he kind of, like, you could, like, barely peeks around the door, kind of looks around. All right, come on in.
Okay. And I'll head on in. I will tell him.
No. You get in the door door shuts behind you. He, like, closes it and locks, like, 3 different locks.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Only
And then
3.
you realize that, like, the little, like, entryway, like, which has been, like, modified with to be sort of like a it's basically like where he like sanitizes things before it comes in the house.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it's like hanging plastic
Yeah.
and like not professional.
Sure.
This is not a high, like, this is not like a secret facility that has like high tech sanitation. It's like aluminum foil hat wearing sanitation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, so he has you like stand in the middle. He moves the packages off to the side. He like sprays you down with probably what's over the counter, some sort of like
just
Sure.
rubbing
sanitation.
alcohol.
Yeah,
It's just rubbing alcohol.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
just vodka.
50.
Lemon vodka.
Yeah, basically.
Doesn't
So,
feel like
and it's like
cream.
dusty and there's like cobwebs, but it's like, obviously this is his process.
Sure.
So he's like, all right. And then he does the same with the packages and like, all right. And then he like gets in your face. What does the P stand for?
Stands for Pinkerton.
How many fingers am I holding up?
According to my count, 4.
All right. That's
There
correct
are
for
4
podcast.
fingers.
Yes. Yeah. Look at you.
There are 4 fingers.
I get that reference.
Okay.
Yeah. So he proceeds to ask you like 3 more seemingly super random questions. And then he like sticks something under your nose. It's like, smell this.
Ooh.
Okay.
It smells like,
Does this smell like chloroform to you?
it's not, it doesn't smell like anything.
Oh,
Okay.
of course.
There's just like, it looks like a dusty little just like tray, like for like growing microbes and stuff, but there's not
Like
any microbes on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a petri dish. There you go.
Okay.
Thank you. It's like a little petri dish that looks empty and just has like some dust in it.
Okay.
And all right,
This feels bad.
you're definitely human. All right.
Colonel, now just to let you know, I am not here on.
He like ushers you in while you're talking. Come in.
Okay. All right, I'll follow
Yeah,
along.
he,
Is
like-
there like a place to sit in this
He's
sort of
moved past.
squalor?
Yeah, he like opens like this hanging plastic that's like duct taped to the ceiling, like future duct tape because we're in the future. And then like through, and then past that is like kind of just like a shabby apartment that's like kind of dirty. There's like dishes piled up, but it's like serviceable. It's like okay, it's not any worse than like probably like a really like frat house of like where there's like nobody's really cleaned for a while, but you can kind of tell the places he uses a lot because there's not dust there, and then there's like dust everywhere. But there's also like on the walls, it's covered with pictures of different people he served with, like a lot of like military memorabilia from his service. So it's not like he's gone out and bought stuff. It's like, hey, this is a picture of all of us when we were at this battle, and here's the accommodation I got, and things like that. And yeah,
Is there a picture of the Colonel of Angus up there?
probably, yeah, we'll say there is.
Okay.
And
All right.
Barney himself wasn't like a flyer.
Yeah.
He served on the ground, but he like obviously knew him, and like they were not super close, but like enough to probably know, at least have talked to him about you at some point.
Okay, all right, awesome. I'll linger at the picture for a little bit and give it a salute. And I search for, so the person on the torn end or the burnt end of the picture that I have is actually the Colonel's daughter. And she was my flame for like a long time. Like before she passed away with the ship that I escaped from. You know, we had plans on kind of spending a life together, but war kind of cut that short. Is she there?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay.
It's not the same exact picture you have because yours is a much more intimate picture.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a picture that looks like it was some sort of gathering of military personnel and their families, like some sort of barbecue or like picnic day for the unit or something like that. And there's and both of them are in that picture.
Okay, all right. Just to kind of start the conversation, I'll, again, I'll linger at the photo and I'll point and I'll say, now that is one of the few images of Esmeralda that exists nowadays. I don't think, I have not seen very, very many pictures of her as of late.
Yeah, I didn't know her well, but she seemed like a fine person, and that was a great day for all of us.
Yeah.
Did you like that picture?
I say, you know what, I do not want to take memories away from you. And at this point in time, I'm not sure if I could keep it any safer myself anyway. But thank you. Colonel Simpson, I'm not here on official business.
I'm retired. Just call me Barney.
All right. Barney. I appreciate that very much. Since you are retired, I shall go ahead and confide in you that I am in a tough spot with some folks. Rather, we are on the run from Phogenian forces.
Like, at the name Virginian, like, you see, like, everything about his demeanor change. His, like, shoulders kind of come up. He's, like, hunched. He leans in. And then he kind of, like, starts looking around a little bit. The Virginians are still after you?
I say yes for I don't know, various reasons, one or another. I'm not exactly sure. All right.
He's gonna go over to the wall, and there's like, you didn't notice it before because there's a bunch of stuff all over the wall. There's like this little panel, and he's gonna tap on it, and like what look like LED lights all over the edges of the walls and all over the ceiling like flip on. And he's like, okay. Now we can talk. Go ahead and tell me. It doesn't, like, you don't know a lot about technology. It seems mostly like these are twinkly lights.
Okay, all right.
Well,
I'm gonna tell Barney sort of like the history of finding the Amber Star. I'm not gonna give too many details. I'm gonna use that as sort of the excuse that the Phogenians are searching for us. I'm not gonna divulge that we're actually traveling. But I'll say, in an altercation that we had in another system recently, I saw several small Phogenian ships, attack cruisers, exhibit some strange behavior. They jumped without a gate, without any significant sort of power source. I mean, ships that small, they shouldn't, I mean, they can jump gates, but I've never seen them just transport themselves out of space the way I did. And I need to know, I have heard that you are still on the pulse of such activities. And from the defenses that you've set up in your humble abode, it seems like you perhaps know a little more about Phogenian activities, even here on Matal 7.
Yeah, there have been rumors of them developing that technology for quite some time. Lots of different civilizations have been working on it and transforming that ancient tech from the gates down to something that can be used in individual ships. Most assume, and the hypothesis is that smaller ships are actually easier because you have to create a smaller wormhole.
Mm-hmm.
So for each individual ship doing that, it's much more sustainable and energy efficient than doing a large ship. The fact that the Phegenians have actually accomplished this is terrifying news.
To say the least.
I need to post it on my blog. I will. But let's finish our conversation first.
Well, now before you go around revealing potential intelligence to the world, I am trying to pinpoint if there are any Phegenian activities that have been of note recently, either in this system or elsewhere.
Oh yes, it is. He goes over to what looks like it was a window with curtains. He pulls the curtains back, and it's like a giant screen, which is kind of the equivalent of like the crazy yarn thing. But it's like digital, and like in like Matar 7's in there, and you've actually like some of the other places you've been, and it actually looks like, from what you know, some of it might be wildly inaccurate, but some of it's really dead on. So you're not sure looking at it, like, is it a case of, okay, this wild person is actually able to track this stuff, or is like really dedicating themselves in a way that they're actually getting reliable data, or is a stop clock right twice a day?
Right. Yeah.
So, but like there seems to be some sort of pattern, because pretty much all the interactions you've had with Phegenians in the last like year or two,
Yeah.
like there's marks on this map about that.
Okay. All right.
So, there's a group of us who are all reporting what we are finding, and we've discovered a couple things about the Phegenians. We are able, in some cases, to track their drives. We can't do it when they're using the jump gates, but on both sides of the jump gate, they give off a very unique signature that we're able to follow. Also, we've discovered that Phegenians are allergic to rabbits.
Oh.
So, don't know if that's true or not, Lawrence. We'll figure that out.
Sure.
So if you have someone who
Those
you
rabbits.
think might be a Phegenian in disguise, if you have them smell rabbit dander, which is what I had when you walked in, like, they will start sneezing like nobody's business, and it will give them away. Because we think that they've gotten better at their blending in, because we're not seeing them as much.
Well, that is certainly a good fact to know. I shall see if I can get my hands on Lupus sometime soon. Let's see. Or Lepus, rather.
I have no idea.
Lupus is...
Neither does he.
Wolf, yeah.
Yeah, Lepus. Oh, I only know because of that famous horror film, Night of the Lepus.
The Lepus.
Amazing.
I know nothing.
Starring DeForest Kelly.
That's our Star Trek connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the way you can tell is they're, and maybe this is what they've been messing with. When they exit from the jump gate, they burn brighter, and their signature is a lot brighter than any other known drives from any other species. For just a few minutes, for about 5 minutes after they leave the jump gate, you can just see them. If you do like a scan, they just light up like a firecracker until they like whatever their drives do after their jump gate, and then they calm down, and then they read like normal ships. But it's pretty easy, and you can see it from quite the ways away. We also think that they've been working on a new type of weapon, because there was this giant explosion and like energy burst that happened recently in this sector, and we can't figure out what they did there. But they were there, and there was a giant, just planet-shattering dispersal of energy.
Oof. So, stammer a little bit. Well, that's wow. That's very, very disturbing indeed. I mean, if they are developing a weapon in addition to these mobile capabilities, then it sounds like they are going on some sort of offensive.
That's what we're thinking.
Well, this has been incredibly useful. While Barney is describing all this, can I jot down information about those signatures?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He's happy to share it with you.
Okay, all right.
And
awesome,
in
awesome.
fact, he's very excited. He shares with you. He gives you a login to his blog.
Oh, okay.
Where you can also participate with other people who are helping combine data on the Fijinian threats. And includes like the drive information. It includes like this map, which they all contribute to constantly on the future internet map thing.
It's not the internet. It's a BBS.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And so so he's very excited that you have this interest in common.
Okay, all right.
You're a part of his club.
I don't know how I feel about that.
A
Congratulations.
new friend.
Yeah. I'll say this has certainly been incredibly useful learning all of these about the Fijinian activities. That could very well save our hides. And I don't want to intrude in your day. I think I'm more useful out in the world than in here with you. But I am going to ask one more question, if that's all right.
Of course, yeah.
Do you have any access to perhaps intelligence regarding the Pyronans?
He looks so like his eyes get wide. He looks very excited. Peronans. Why would you ask about our allies, the Peronans? He's not an actor.
I have been traveling with a Pyronan individual, and there have been strange dealings that they have informed me about. Weird movements about the Pyronans. I unfortunately didn't pry too much, so I am unable to give you as much information. But I was hoping you might know something if they were up to it.
He like goes back over to the panel and ostensibly changes the color of the lights. And goes back to the
Blue
map.
alert.
Yeah. Okay, we can talk now. He like swipes on the map, and suddenly you see a whole different color of dots on the map, and you see that a lot of the dots like correlate with where the Pyronan dots are. Or, I'm sorry,
the
with
Fijinian
the
dots.
Fijinian dots.
Uh-oh.
Not necessarily at the same time,
Sure.
but it seems like there's some sort of coincidence, or there's something happening. There's definitely like
Ooh.
looking at it, you're like, wow, a lot of those dots kind of line up.
I'll comment on that, and I'll say, do you have any guesses as to why these might correlate with one another?
No. But we do have many theories. You join the forum, there's a lot of discussion happening. We think either the Pyronans are hunting the Fijinians, or working with the Fijinians, or they're both after something that's in the same places. Like maybe a mineral or something, or maybe they want to make houses there. I don't know. But they have reasons to be in the same place.
Got it. That is
Yeah.
that is fascinating, as you say, considering that the Pyronan are our allies. I think it's strange that they haven't shared any kind of intelligence with our governments yet, but
I mean, can we really trust our government? I mean, maybe they have. Maybe the Pyronans are working with our government to track the Fijinians. And we just don't know because our government just won't tell us. Where are they hiding?
that is a fair point, and I hope that someone of your illustrious service will not be disappointed by finding out that our government is concealing such things from us.
This is why we have to be really careful.
Understood.
This is why we have to. You need your badge. 1 second.
Oh no.
He goes in like the other room, and you just hear like the kind of comedic like crashing of pots and pans or
Ding,
whatever it
ding, ding,
is.
ding,
Like
ding, ding.
like yeah, ding. Then it goes silent for. He comes out and he's kind of like rubbing. Okay. So it sort of looks like it's basically a pin that's made to look like a badge. Okay. So if you wear this, everyone in the organization will know that you've you're one of us. They will share their information with you. You can share your handle, the blog handle, and they will know who you are and that they can share information with you. Don't lose it.
I will. I take it. I look for a point, like a place in my garment where I can kind of like pin it underneath something like a lapel, so that I can flash it if I need to. I'll say,
Perfect.
"Trust me, I know where you're coming from."
I mean, you would.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we are cut from the same cloth.
We absolutely are.
I say, all right. Well, you have plenty of important work ahead of you. Thank you very much for all of this. I'll make sure that if anybody comes this way, I shall waylay them. And
How do I reach you? Well, obviously on the blog, I can message you.
oh yeah, precisely. If
Yes.
you need to reach me,
Yeah.
I'll sign up shortly. I'll give myself a little bit of time. I don't want any kind of signals tracked from here.
And as great as it's been to see you, it's probably safest if you don't come back to base. He's like pointing his apartment.
Oh my
Like-
god.
Like for a while. So I think like remote communication is going to be safest for you and for me.
Understood, sir. I will make sure to encrypt all and every communique that comes from my end. I extend the hand out and I say, Barney, come. Thank you once again.
Thank you. It's good to know we've got heroes like you on our side.
And I give a nod. I turn around. A piece of plastic like slaps me in the face as I walk out.
Oh wait, before you go, wait. He takes another it's like a spray bottle, and he like sprays you.
Okay.
Right now, if any Phagenians are around you, you will know.
Extract of rabbit.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just squeeze them.
Brilliant.
Like rabbit dander in like
Like a solution. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I put my finger in my head. Brilliant. Absolutely. Brilliant move. And I make my way out. When I'm out the door and like some distance away that I'm pretty sure if he has any surveillance cameras on the outside, I gotta give myself a sniff just to make sure I don't smell weird from that spray.
You don't.
Okay.
Whatever is in it, like it's kind of smelled like water. Like it might have just been water. Who knows?
Okay.
It's really
All right.
lucky Jonas isn't allergic to rabbits.
Right, yeah, totally. And I'll start making my way to the shuttle.
And the person who's most likely to smell you has not been smelling other people in the last
Right.
5 minutes.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, you make your way uninhibited to the shuttle if that's what you wish.
Sure, yeah, I'm gonna say, as I'm on my way to Barney's, I get your message. And I say, I'll be like a half hour. So.
After a heavy, long-suffering sigh to everyone who can hear him, Rhode replies, come quickly, as pleasantly as possible.
And yeah, when I'm out, I'll swipe back on my way. I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna warn anybody about that weird scent or whatever was sprayed on me.
No.
Okay, yeah, and I'll if I can make it back, I'll just make it back.
Okay. Yeah, you make it back. There's probably like weird tension happening.
We're sitting on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all just sitting there looking at each other like, yeah, we'll go soon.
Wait, how big is the inside of the shuttle?
It's pretty good size.
Like a big RV? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an RV.
Okay, cool.
That's still a very small space if you've got two people who like are sort of opposite sides of a war.
Yeah.
Two people
Oh, yeah.
who are
No, that's fine. I just want to have a good
Picking up,
picture in my
yeah.
mind.
There's a
Maybe
storage area you can hide in if things are awkward.
Yeah, right.
True. We'll put you down where the boxes are. You don't behave.
sure. That's fine. No one will notice.
Listen, Rhode's just sitting there staring at Alistair because he's really normal.
I'm making drinks.
I
Oh, perfect.
walk
Yeah, there's a
in.
bar.
Yeah, I walk up the ramp and I say, "Whoa, Ranger!"
I'm efficient.
To say the least, that's very on brand for you. How was your how were your exploits away from us?
Everything went smoothly. I submitted my report and filed for some time off. So I'm not under pressure to meet any deadlines currently. I have some time to myself.
Well, that's great to hear. So you shall be traveling with us for a little bit.
If it's all right with everyone here.
I don't mind. Things seem like they may get a little complicated for us down the line, though.
Well, that feels like an even better reason for me to tag along.
True. All right. Well, that's when I started to notice the vibe all around.
I'm handing out cocktails. I don't know
Sure.
who drinks what, but like I've made like one thing of. All I can think of right now is that Earl Grey whiskey thing that you made. So it's like that.
Oh, those are so
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so alcoholic.
I made different strengths.
Okay, it was delicious. But yeah, I've made very strong Earl Grey hot, not by temperature.
Yeah.
And I'm passing those out. So
And actually, like, as you do that, I say, I think maybe it's time for us to head back to the Amber Star.
I saved
Oh.
your seat for you.
Before we go, here, and I go around and I pass out new identity,
Oh.
Oxford, new, new identity,
Okay.
unknown, like a name that I can't pronounce, from a species that I've never heard of. And then I give you another one. We can transmit these on our way out.
Lawrence, I want you to roll body.
No, I'm going with it.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Just give me a second.
Okay.
That's why I got to him last.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah. So like I get up to you and hand you the thing.
I
And,
take
like,
it. Okay.
I start blinking weird and like, what did you?
I quickly back away. You know what? It seems that. Okay.
Okay, so Dave, I need you to describe
verbally describe what's happening.
Incredible.
what does a Phagenian allergy attack look like?
Just
Like-
an attack.
It becomes like you actually sort of see like the blood vessels around the inside of the eye go like red, like not in the eye, but like around the edge,
Yeah.
Ooh.
and
Like a
like
black eye, but a red eye.
kind of, yeah. But then like I'm just like pawing at my face, and like the jaw like inadvertently comes out,
Oh.
and it's like like just
I back up
yeah,
like
and I'm
5
just like
feet.
what?
What is happening?
Holy shit, that stuff works.
I've got my blaster like half out of the holster. Like what?
Rhode is
happening?
falling behind Alistair.
I put my hands up like back, like
Nolvath
back. You
leans
know.
in to smell you. And they're like, did you have a run-in with a large mammal?
I say,
8 feet tall, long ears.
Well, you're not
big
a
teeth.
mammal.
8 feet tall.
What's in the bowl?
Technically, I'm gonna say, technically, I did have a run-in with a fairly sized mammal. I mean, about my size, so to speak. No, all right. Hey, Lawrence,
That was
you
a
may
mammal.
wanna back away. I have been sprayed with rabbit juice.
Didn't know they had these on this
What?
planet.
What is rabbit juice?
And just my contact seems to have the.
see.
Why did you get sprayed with?
I say, does anybody have any kind of like any just? I don't even know how I would get rabbit juice off. I'll take like my top garment off and I'll kind of like bundle it up and I'll shove it in a box somewhere or like a container somewhere to hopefully at least minimize that.
I'm totally like stumbling for the like private quarters.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a shower in there. I'm like,
It's like an air shower. It's full like Star Wars pressure. It's
Yeah.
not really a shower.
Oh no!
I don't know.
Showers.
I've never been in there.
I
Yeah.
would assume that would still work though. Like,
Maybe.
I would hope so.
Get a foreign
Yeah.
body out of your eye. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, possibly.
But like I'm not able to see, so I'm just like hitting chairs and like.
I'm gonna say,
this is not working.
could one of you?
I'm
help?
going.
Okay.
And Rhode begrudgingly goes to follow the mouth in and out murder person flailing around towards the bathroom.
Is he dying?
Avoid the mouth end.
No.
All right, Lawrence, we're just gonna no this way.
I can still hear, but what is that? What is this?
All right, I need you to take my hands and don't bite them. Oh, you're very sharp. Come on. We're just going to go to the shower. You're going to walk with me and follow my voice.
All right.
Stop making that noise.
I can't.
Now my eyes are itchy.
You also never heard me sneeze.
Oh God, yeah.
That's what a sneeze is for sure. Like
Oh.
it's just like
Rhode scream.
like horrible distended jaw comes out and
Full screaming
Yeah.
like he's being murdered in the bathroom.
I'm just standing outside the bathroom, like,
I'll walk over to you, Nolvath, and I'll say, yeah, no, I did have a run with one of my contacts, or a new contact that I just made. They apparently discovered that Phogenians are allergic to rabbit dander, or rabbits in general.
Oh,
Earth creatures,
I
small,
thought your
fluffy.
contact was one of these.
No, no,
rabbits,
no.
you call them? They're small?
Yeah,
Oh, ours are much larger.
I think about that for a minute, and then I say, no. The human rabbits are they're small, fluffy. They
Oh.
make pets sometimes. We make them pets sometimes.
That's good.
But I have been sprayed with some essence of rabbit, and I
It looks
It
like
might
it could
be.
be weaponized.
this is what I'm saying. I think it might be useful for you to find out some way to keep Lawrence from suffering ill effects of this stuff.
weaponized, you say? That's an interesting idea.
It seemed to have quite the effect on Lawrence. It's
Yes,
very
it
debilitating, in even a small dose.
Yes, and what a shame. But if we were able to use it in some way, that
I am going to bring up also those of you who were at the hotel. Didn't seem like the feds knew about
You,
this.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Rhode doesn't understand what rabbit is, let alone what's going on. He's too busy screaming and turning on the sonic shower.
I'm probably just like collapsed in the corner of the shower at this point, like just pawing at my face.
Like soothing spa music
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
playing. It's wrong.
I assume Pyronin has there's like a hairless version of rabbit.
We're a dust culture, you know?
Yeah.
Birds
Oh,
love dust.
Yep.
And I'll say I think maybe we should lift off. I'll take the pilot seat and
Agree.
start getting ready to leave.
When
And-
we get to the ship, if you don't mind coming to the lab, I would like to take some samples so that we can synthesize the
No.
rabbit dander.
Of course not. Of course not.
I
Yes.
see. All right.
Not for you.
Thinking with your nose.
And
You're cute.
and I say I'm very glad to see that you made it over. You made it back here.
Oh, yes. We were hiding behind a plant for quite a while, but then the guards became distracted.
Thank goodness for that. Let's blow this joint. I lift off and head back to the amber.
You see
Star.
them go. It's fucking feet.
Blowing.
Confused blowing. For those of you at home.
On your elbow? On your knee?
Sorry,
Which
yeah.
joint?
Your joint like bends kind of
Yeah.
awkwardly
Yeah.
and like
One of the
completely
tentacles.
new way. Yeah,
These
yeah,
aren't jointed. This doesn't work.
yeah, yeah. And I look at you, and you kind of actually see me like. There's a smile that forms on my face, and like this blush of delight. And I say, I'll tell you more about that later. It's a figure of speech.
Oh, all right. Get back up to Avatar. Thank you, all of you, for diving in on that weird thing.
That was
No,
great.
it's perfect.
That
No,
was
no.
Awesome. Awesome.
Fantastic.
The linchpin of this campaign.
Yeah.
I have one quick thing for Nolvath. While these two are in the bathroom and you're flying the ship, and Nolvath has blown on an elbow or something.
Yeah.
But I assume it takes some,
yeah.
an hour or so to get back to the ship,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Have an opportunity to speak to Nolvath just
Absolutely.
one-on-one. I'm like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you first, but I intend to sneak up on you at some point
Oh.
and apply this attack. I've got these like little marble-sized, they're paintballs, okay? And in the spirit of gamesmanship, I like hand you like 3 of them. I invite you to do the same if you can.
They give you a facial expression that looks like they're patting you on the head. Mhm. That sounds delightful. We would be honored.
All right.
All right. Yeah, make it back up to the Amber Star.
I think like halfway back up, I probably come out of the shower and
Yeah.
like I have put on my like I've pulled off all the clothes that I was wearing as
Yeah.
a disguise, and I'm just in the like slightly
Naked. Oh.
creepy. No, like the
The
slightly
bodysuit.
creepy like Phigenian / Harkonnen in the new movie,
Oh,
like
yeah.
black latex suit with a full like environmental headpiece on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I look like death, you know, like
Yeah.
just yeah, like parts of my face are puffy and
Oh.
Come here, darling. I'm not going to let you go out like that.
well, I don't want to take off the helmet.
No, you can keep the helmet on.
All right.
And we're just going to and Rhode very sweetly tries to like take down some of the puffiness from all of the allergy, like gets literally like a cold compress and is just trying to very sweetly help Lawrence.
Like I don't even know what it is. It's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You know, this is I've never seen you like this before.
I've never felt like that before.
This is, well,
Human wizardry.
time to find a new way to disguise yourself, which you're quite capable of.
Indeed. I feel like I need to begin inoculations or something.
Yes.
Illness.
We're going to find out what did they say? A babbit?
I plug in the last few like coordinates to get the ship on autopilot towards the Amber Star, and my chair turns around, and I'm just sitting there, kind of fresh from being on World, and I'll look at you and I'll say, "Oh no, it's a rabbit, Lawrence."
Rabbit.
Things
We must
that
exterminate these creatures.
the things that I've learned have shaken me, but I do still apologize for that. The contact that I made in Metal 7, apparently it has been discovered that Phogenians are allergic to these creatures.
Oh,
Oh.
I was sprayed with something, I'm not exactly sure what, possibly dander or fluids from those creatures, and it seems to have reacted. They seem to have been accurate with that discovery.
and these are human creatures.
They are, they are small mammals. Some of them grow out in the wild. Some of them have been domesticated as pets.
Is a subspecies of human?
No, not that anybody in my culture knows of.
I see.
Is this something that we could perhaps cohabitate with the cows?
For the
No.
sake of
You're right, Lawrence.
for the sake of our friend here, I don't think that would be a great idea. That's a room full of death for Lawrence here.
Well, as of yet, Lawrence, if you wouldn't mind giving us a sample of your blood, we might be able to synthesize a antidote for you.
Of course.
It's all over the shower.
Yeah, it, literally.
I wasn't bleeding. Like,
No, I know.
it wasn't like suddenly Ebola. Like,
We're an outbreak.
yeah.
Ooh.
Whew. But yeah, as soon as we get back to the ship and we're out of this confined space, I'll take off the suit. That's fine.
Well, there's a whole containment area back there if you just like to sit.
Maybe I'll go sit in there in the suit.
That's fair.
2 layers of. That's outrageous. That might explain why we never attacked Earth.
Oh.
Oh.
Too many
I-
rabbits.
The wabbits.
Are there a lot
Wait.
of these rabbits? Are
Yeah,
they like
they-
a revered species or something that we should be aware of? I didn't ever hear of them before.
Oh yeah. They have played their role in human history. There's not quite as many of them in this part of space, but some culture, or some human cultures still do maintain them. I haven't come across any myself. I actually don't know where my contact got
Maintain, domesticate?
there. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Breed them
right.
out and release them into the wild, part of various ecosystems.
Wait, hold on for a sec. Hit the eye on the camera.
Hold, please.
Oh no, we froze.
We're all frozen.
I'm not.
Robot mode.
Jonas is having a very
I've got a
keen
weird
look on his
face.
face.
Yeah.
We're still going.
Yeah,
Here,
Kimmy's-
everybody just
Nope,
go
we're
back in
still-
your same pose so that when it comes
Kimmy's
back
not
live,
frozen,
we're
though.
not.
Howdy, folks.
If you, rather than the eye, if you disable and re-enable, that might work too.
Yeah, because that's visible and invisible.
Yeah.
Let me just cycle through these real quick.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
I'll try that. if-
Technology, everyone, is also
Whee!
allergic to rabbits.
Yep.
Yeah, too
That's
many
what
rabbits.
happened.
To wabbits.
Side question, Kimmy. Is this the sort of thing, like,
Go back to the blanks or the title card and then come back and see if it works.
One,
Oh!
There we go. All right.
Nope, only half the table.
one out
That
of
happened.
2.
Try again with the title card.
Hold on.
you disable and re-enable? Under properties, yeah. Oh, deactivate. That's the word I wanted.
Activate. Enhance.
Zoom in advance.
That's the wrong game. We already did that one.
Technical issues.
Oh, and then
Deactivate.
it's still hidden.
Hmm.
We're very hidden. Now go to the title card.
Yeah, done.
Mm.
Let's try that.
Haha!
Mm.
I have transformed into a black rectangle.
The darkness.
Gender.
The ultimate gender.
Yeah, close the camera.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
There we are.
Yeah, you gotta.
Well, that's only on the camera app, so it's getting the feed.
Yeah, now
But you need to close it because it's taking
Yeah.
the camera.
Ah,
now go back to
Oh,
I
gosh.
think you have to go back.
Haha!
Hey.
Amazing. All right.
We're traveling to the Amber Star.
Yeah. All right. So
Is this, like, do we have the equivalent of internet? Like, I could just search Earth Rabbit, and that's, like, I could
yeah,
get
you
some
can-
basic
a picture-
information.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
oh, they eat them.
Wait, the rabbits eat people.
No, humans eat rabbits.
Yeah, it is considered a delicacy in some places.
They're delicious.
Ooh,
I'm curious.
I'm curious. I love a good meal.
Me
Should have
too.
tried to eat the ones on my planet. They're much larger.
Now,
That is amazing.
that's how large?
About and they reach a hand up, so like it's like 8 or 9 feet in the air.
No, I'm going to go with the ones that the humans can eat. No offense.
It might be fun to hunt them, though.
I don't think that's fun.
On Solara, most things hunt you.
Oh, was it? Nobody. I mean, your people don't hunt.
We do, but we live mostly underground because the megafauna have domain over the surface.
Right.
I'm gonna say, well, considering what we've learned now, it seems like if the Phogenians ever find that world, they'll probably leave it alone.
True, they should never go there.
no. It might explain why we lost so many of our early scout and specimen collection vessels.
Or what Nolvath has an 8-foot-tall kangaroo,
Yeah.
based on description.
Well, and Nolvath is far enough away that Fijians have probably never made it to
Right,
the world.
right.
Really,
Yeah.
It's super far away.
Yeah.
But for Earth, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Unwittingly, like, destroyed
Defended.
by... Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the Faginian version of the water from Science.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Precisely.
There you go.
It could be quite a useful defense against our pursuers.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could put it in that giant laser.
Well, we need to puncture any suits or helmets they're wearing. Oh, you
It's
know,
a gi-
a dart.
It's a giant laser, Alistair.
Well, then they would just burn up. And I
Use
don't
your
think,
imagination.
don't think you need the rabbit stuff if they're dissolved into energy.
I don't know weapons.
Or we could just make some sort of torpedo that would target their air quality system.
Oh, that I actually understand.
Some sort of dispenser or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they're not wearing respirators like our lovely model here.
We don't
Well,
usually. on our
Aboard your own
ship.
ship, you wouldn't. Yeah,
Well, if they're smart, they have them in their pocket like the rest of
I
us.
suppose. Oh, a dart gun would still come in handy in that case. Interesting. So, Kimmy, somewhat fortuitously, last time I just leveled up before the show, and I took the weaponsmith move,
Oh, okay.
which is
Ooh.
mainly about repairing weaponry, but I mean, it seems like it would also apply to coming up with new ways to.
To modifying it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
Does it
I'm
not?
glad I
It should
picked
say
that.
modify.
It says to repair any type of weapon or weapon system.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Modifying's fine.
Okay. I'm fixing it so it does what I want it to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like game rules.
Yeah.
Its mission objective has changed.
Yes.
And now you must repair it.
So
Yes.
what exactly are you? What weapon are you doing, and what are you having it do?
Well, rapier.
Bunny rapier.
Yeah,
Like
there
your
are
episode.
several projects in the queue. I'm starting Jira tickets for each thing. Sorry, it's my IT.
No.
That's a
Damage.
joke. Like a whole 5 people got.
I know.
I got it.
I know.
So that's 2 people here, and then 3 people.
I want a project where I've got like something I could coat my blade with, something I could modify a dart gun, like a trank gun, but with this, because I bet injecting it into them is bad.
That sounds vicious and horrible. You should do it.
Yeah, I mean, all politeness aside, Alistair is a trained killer.
Yeah.
Like he's a fighter and will kill.
Yeah.
Like that's not an issue for him.
Yeah.
And especially Fugenians.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have a way that could explode Fugenians from the inside? Cool.
So how are you feeling about this discovery?
I'm
Alistair?
elated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I don't feel like I need to murder
Lawrence.
Thank you. But I also don't really feel bad for him. But only because I don't care about him. Sorry.
That's fair.
You're right.
Yet.
He's my friend.
I know. And that's the other thing, is that scene was actually really important, right? Seeing you take care of Lawrence, seeing Rhode take care of Lawrence was a formative moment. And that's gonna that has to cook. But yeah, that's kind of where I am.
Nice. Okay.
I'm like sketching stuff out on a notepad that's like surprisingly detailed, of like designing stuff. It's probably like a little like not paper pad, but like designing in 3D and like trying to put components together. I'm like, oh, and then if we modify this and it'll make sure the dander gets through, or if we extract an actual like essence of, then that would be even more efficient. And yeah.
Okay. Lawrence, I'm actually gonna have you mark a condition.
Sure.
Even though you're feeling better now, you have discovered this huge vulnerability that you were previously unaware of. So, however you feel about that with you specifically, or your people, or any of that.
I feel afraid.
Please mark Sneezy.
All right.
Because I'm yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I'm still Captain Conditions.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
Well,
But,
start using those moves to clear them.
We'll get
Yeah.
there. Gotta get to the ship.
I started to, and
Yeah.
then horrible things happened.
Then you started sneezing. That's like my life. I did a thing, but then I started
But
sneezing.
then I started sneezing.
Yeah.
Do my work.
All right.
It's immediately what came.
All right. Cool. Does anyone want to do anything? You are on the Amber Star now. You have information that you got, Jonas. You have this new weaponry.
I would like to sneak up on Nolvath.
Good
That's,
luck.
I mean, if we're here, that's what I would like to do.
All right. So Nolvath, what are you doing right now?
They would ask Lawrence to come with them to the lab because they want to get started on basically an anti-allergen for him and a super allergen for all the other Fugenians.
Okay. Perfect.
I feel like we get to the lab and I like pause for a second and like evacuate all the atmosphere from the lab and then we walk in with a face mask on and then I close the door and put atmosphere back and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. And I take off the helmet.
They've got Jonas's jacket, but it's in like a sealed thing.
Oh, I was like, what?
No.
Waft
Here
it
you
at
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not an asshole.
You were just
It's
waiting for me to take the helmet off. And you're like, what's up?
Gotcha, dummy.
No, it's in like a hermetically sealed container.
All right, and I'll like peel off the top of my spacesuit thing so that you can get a blood sample.
Yeah, and they take the sample and they start asking you about, like, do you have any other known allergens or, like, minerals or compounds that are adverse to your species?
I mean, the various biological weapons are effective enough, but very few of our opponents have ever tried to use them. I don't like in the history of our species, no one's ever tried to invade one of our planets. They
It does seem unwise.
they are mostly concerned with defense, and they are less likely to use terrifying weapons of total destruction on their own territory.
Of course, that does make sense. We just want to make sure we don't put any ingredients into the anti-allergen that would negatively affect you.
Certainly nothing that I've encountered since I've been here has
Excellent.
been a problem. I couldn't tell you. It was not something that I had any kind of hesitance about before, just earlier today.
We will do some testing, but if you knew of any specifically, it would give us a start. But this should greatly help. We will get to work on something for you.
I
And
appreciate it.
for full transparency, we are hoping to synthesize a more concentrated dose for our pursuers.
I agree. I would feel hesitant about deploying it at planetary scale,
Oh, yes.
but for limited engagement purposes, absolutely.
Strictly for those who are pursuing us actively. We are not interested in hunting your species.
Indeed.
Says Nolvath.
Yeah, you're not.
We also had something else we wish to speak with you about. While you were away, we had the chance to speak with the elder that we awoke from the pods.
Yes.
And they told us some interesting information about the other in the pods. There are at least one other species that is unaccounted for.
Oh,
And they advised us that there were some other species that lived within their society at the time, but they did not believe in execution, I believe. There were some individuals in the pods who were prisoners from their planet.
oh,
They advised caution if we intend to wake the others. And
I suppose we should take the time to figure out what pod and where they might be on the ship.
yes, we agree. It should be easier for us to access the computer information now that we understand the layers of their communication. But we wanted to know your opinion about whether or not we should wake the others.
Did you get any indication as to why they were imprisoned? And were they brought on this ship against their will, or was this an escape from somewhere?
No, they simply brought everyone from their society. No one was left behind.
Huh. Well, my initial reaction is to neutralize the threat. But I don't think that's the right course of action. I feel like we should at least give them a chance to discuss life in our newer world. Right?
We agree.
Like, he looks a little bewildered.
Yeah.
And I realize, like, he's talking to the one person on the ship that doesn't really have the same kind of moral strictures as the rest of the society we're involved in. But, like, he's trying
Yeah.
to not be like, that's a threat, murder it.
Which I think they seem a little surprised by your answer, because I think that's kind of what they expected.
Sure.
They're like, that is what we thought as well. It is not without risk, though, so the threat may need to be neutralized if it presents itself later.
Well, we certainly could be prepared for any. Once we discover exactly what we're dealing with, we can prepare accordingly. It's not like that elder woke up ready to fight.
No, it's unlikely they will come out of cryo sleep aggressive and active.
Right. So we'll have at least moments of advantage.
Yes.
We could do something if needed. But what of... I know we found this elder, but what of the other adults of their species?
We have not had a chance yet to look into specifics of whose pods are still active. And then, of course, there are the eggs.
Indeed, a whole generation of young...
But we would prefer to or hatch the eggs if there are adults to raise them.
Indeed.
We love Tavrock, but we are not the right person to raise them.
A thousand-of-year distant foster family is not the ideal
No.
situation. I suppose we can try and see what we can do for the rest of the adults. At least maybe we can consult with them better than this elder about what they would prefer to be the future of their people.
Some of the ones who may have been younger when they went into the pods may be more prepared to take an active role in their civilization's continuance. But we feel responsible for them.
We've taken advantage of their inadvertent hospitality. I would not want to leave them floating behind us in space. And at the very least, this elder seemed content with us being here.
Yes, their society does not seem hostile in any way. No more than any other.
Indeed. But we can figure out how to find a place for them. I don't know. I mean, we do have friends that are trying to establish a new world. A healthy dose of advanced alien technology couldn't hurt.
This is true. That may be a good fit. We were hoping to uncover their intended destination in their records.
Indeed.
But if the environment is similar enough, it could be advantageous to combine both of our interests.
I mean, or in the thousands of years since they set forth, who knows what has happened to that planet.
True.
I mean, it could have been used as a weapons testing facility in the meantime.
Yes.
I also wanted to ask you, I noticed that you're spending more time with Jonas.
Yes.
I feel like I may have offended him. And I would like to make it up to him, but I don't know how to approach the situation. I don't want to come off as patronizing, because I do know that my involvement in our previous engagement before we knew each other was not innocent by any stretch. But I don't know what to do to make up for that. I would prefer not to be turned in for war crimes.
We do not think he wishes to turn you in for war crimes. Humans seem to feel very deeply their emotions. Perhaps giving him some time to cool off and then approaching him. He seems to value direct and straightforward communication. He likes us. So, we think your actions since you have been with us and those going forward will probably be the best testament to who you wish to be, not who you were.
I will give him some time. Thank you.
Of course.
And if there's anything else I can do to assist in your developing an antigen to this terrifying weapon the humans have.
Yes, we will let you know. We will not begin the work until you leave the lab.
Listen to rabbits.
But we appreciate your advice on the, what are they called?
Icarans? And
Inarans.
Inarans. On the
that
Inarans.
was close. My writing's bad. But, very good. And I'll probably put the helmet back on and then go out the door.
Yeah. So that feels like it was a connect to me.
Yeah.
I would agree.
You instigated that, Lawrence. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel you got closer?
I think so. I think Lawrence hasn't really, like, openly shown a ton of emotions since we've known him, so that's kind of the first time he seemed, like, really, like, concerned about, like, interpersonal relationships and stuff, so it's kind of, I think they're interested to see that side of him.
Okay. Awesome. Then, with that, you both earn you earn a trust, and both of you clear a condition.
Woo!
Get rid of those conditions. Let's go.
Yeah.
Clear. Or make more. Both.
That's my job. I'm fine. You
Yeah.
can fill me up with conditions. Don't do that though, Kimmy.
Yeah. All right. So what's the next step?
That's a good question. I mean, first of all, before I do anything else, I take a shower and I wash all my clothing. And I spend some time in the shower kind of just like thinking, you know, like letting the water kind of rush over me and thinking about everything that I learned and happened in the plan and just kind of processing how I feel. I'm going to say that Jonas actually feels like he's got a little bit of an edge kind of knowing what he knows about the Phogenians now. And that's gone a long way to taking his train of thought into a different direction. But after I clean up and make sure that, you know, I've got some new clothes on and that Lawrence isn't going to, you know, pass out or anything around me. Actually, I'm going to say that I do want to speak with Lawrence, but before that, I want to speak with Alistair.
Gonna have to find him. I've stolen him.
Oh, okay.
Mine.
Backgammon?
Yes, we're playing backgammon in my private quarters.
Front gammon, too.
If you're good with that, there's no way that Rhode isn't like, you're here.
Yeah.
You're coming with me.
Remember how the last time when Nolvath and I were, you know,
Yeah.
getting together, you sent the message and we didn't answer?
Yeah.
I think it's your turn to like reciprocate that now.
Oh, no, if you send a message.
Yeah, I'll send a message saying, you know, just saying. Actually,
eventually.
it'll because you're not in our network.
I am not.
I'm gonna just announce it through the loudspeaker. Hey, Alistair, if you could meet me, at the where I dock Trini, I'd greatly appreciate it.
He wants you in his dock.
Well, he's gonna have to wait a minute.
Well, you
Maybe 20.
yeah. So you hear this like call. You are tracking.
Well,
No, you're with Rhode right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Rhode dragged me to their
Unless
his
you run
quarters.
away.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that was the
That's
yeah.
like, no, I have some paintballing to do.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe.
I'm gonna get to that
Wait.
later. I was originally thinking I would like stalk outside the like medical
Oh, no,
lab
go-
thing, but no, this makes more sense. And so also hearing that call over the speaker and being involved in what we're doing, which is not backgammon. I also have the thought of, I'm gonna say it out loud. Okay, so we're
Yes.
doing what we're doing. I go like, Nolvath will know where I'm going.
I don't.
Never mind. We'll talk about it later.
Rhode like fully like pulls up the cover scandalot.
kill.
Yeah. I think I accomplished it.
Yeah.
That was a 10 plus result.
Yep. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So, Rhode, you were in an intimate moment, and suddenly Alistair starts talking about Nolvath.
I mean, I said one thing.
You heard the announcement.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yes.
completely out of the blue.
But Jonas is the one who made the announcement.
Right.
But it's a distraction.
I was distracted. We were on a break.
I don't.
Let Alistair roll in the situation that we've made.
Let him lay in the bed he's
Yeah,
made.
exactly.
Well, you certainly didn't make the bed.
No, I have a shame for that. Haven't you seen them? They're cute little. Alistair. I thought. I mean, if you're interested in Nolvath, you can
That's
do as you please.
not the case. I guess you were busy when we were talking about this before.
I said it would be all right, but you said that you weren't interested in humans with Jonas. I'm just letting you know.
No, when you were helping Lawrence on the shuttle,
Yes.
I had a conversation with Nolvath because they had spoken to me about perhaps an advanced version of hide and seek. Right?
Oh.
Something we were both skilled at. I have a sense that they're probably better at it than I am.
They're terrifying. at it.
However, iron sharpens iron, and I could perhaps learn something.
Well, would it be unsportsmanlike to give you some advantage?
A hunter uses every advantage at their disposal.
So Nolvath likes the and Rhode points up to the ceiling, kind of vaguely, but there is an air vent up there.
Yeah. I remember when they popped out of the vents in the shuttle bay.
Nolvath is actively right there.
Roll for bootcamp.
And I will say, if you look for a very long time and know exactly what you're looking for, they kind of look like those heat illusions.
Well, they have a camouflage.
It's natural. They just do that. Terrifying.
I bet rabbits can do that too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In Alistair's my
Rabbits
rabbits
must be.
are the coolest fucking thing ever, and they must be amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Pinnacle
Nolvath
predators.
says they're,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Nolvath says they're
Apex
8 feet
creatures.
tall. I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, and probably sharp teeth, and look at the bones. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah, like a bear.
They're
You know,
den
like that, right?
of bones.
Yeah.
Alistair, I like you very much. Almost said more than that.
It's mutual.
I'm going to. You're very skilled at what you do. I've seen you work wonderfully. Nolvath is, well, very gifted in what they've been given.
I assumed so. Yes.
All right. I'm just.
You have to learn from the best.
I'd be excited to see how this turns out.
You don't think they would misunderstand and actually do harm in this scenario?
No. They can be gentle as a lamb.
All right.
Yes, it's fine. Now, is that all you're trying to prove? That you can sneak around?
I mean, it just seemed like a bit of fun.
Fun.
I don't know. I feel like you're asking me something without asking me.
Well, we've only ever done less things than I have fingers on my hand. What is this fun for you?
I'm like gesture at the bed. And,
No, you and Nolvath.
Oh,
I said numbers of things on my hand.
right. I enjoy physical skills come easily to me, and it's fun to learn them.
Fascinating. And still you're interested in me.
Yes. Why wouldn't I be?
All right.
I know your true heart.
Which is not a physical skill.
No. And I mean, I wouldn't want to be with me.
I mean, I would.
That you're not me.
All right.
And you're the you that I fell for. Also almost said too much.
Right up to the edge?
Yep. All those years ago, and never had the opportunity to find out if it could have been something. I want to know. I want it to be something. And I want to know if it can.
You're quite something.
I feel the same way about you.
Jonas is going to have to wait a little while.
Great.
That was definitely a connect.
Yes.
So, Rhode, you instigated it.
Yes.
So, do you feel you grew closer, Alistair?
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel a significant truth was revealed?
I don't know. Did anything new come up, really? Not quite. We both almost said something.
It's a lot of acknowledgement of, hey, we don't actually know each other super well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I did put that in interesting context, but it didn't feel like...
No.
It wasn't anything neither of us already knew.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you earn a trust, Rhode, and then you both clear condition.
I don't have any.
Okay.
It's for a good time.
Oh, la-di-da.
Yeah.
It's for a good time.
So you're saying I need to be meaner. Okay.
Tyronians don't get dirty.
Look, I had like 7 conditions or something last time, so we just cleared them. Woo.
All right. So no response, Jonas.
I mean, you know, I could see the writing on the wall. So I'm going to assume that they're catching up
Yep.
to something.
Caught
And
up on laundry.
yeah,
Yeah,
there
we're
you go.
folding the laundry, we're
Backgammon.
playing backgammon. We're
And,
organizing our playing card deck.
Filing our taxes.
Yep.
so you know, if I don't receive a response, I'll go looking for you know, I also want to seek Nolvath out, but I'm gonna go looking for Lawrence
Okay.
and see, you know.
I feel like you're probably gonna, at this point, they're
They're
still
in the
working
same
together,
room.
so you're probably gonna find them in the same room.
Okay, sure.
So, and Nolvath is working with Lawrence on like different tests and stuff with the allergen.
Okay. Awesome. In that case, I walk into the lab, you know, the doors slide open. When I see you, I pause. You know, I kind of stop for a little bit.
I think I'm... Well, if there's nothing more you need immediately.
Oh, no, we have enough of your blood.
Very good. I'll get out of your way. He kind of heads for the door.
Okay. I stop you for a minute and I say, now, I did want to see Nolvath for a little bit, but I think if it's all right, I'll leave you to your work for the time being.
Oh, of course.
Let's talk. And I kind of like walk you out the
Has
walk
it
you out
been
the
enough
lab.
time?
Huh. Actually, I'm a little befuddled about that. I'm like, hold on. Time about what? Time for what?
Time for you to cope with your raging emotional structure.
Human.
Yes.
The
Human.
doors slide shut behind us. We're out in the hallway. And I kind of pause, and on the door, you just hear me go thump as my body, like, you know, kind of just has to stabilize itself.
If it hasn't been enough, I can leave you. I will return.
No. All right. I get up and I look you square in the eye and I say, listen, Lawrence. The history between Phogenians and, well, humans, and I suppose pretty much everybody, has not exactly been palatable or pleasant.
No, I agree.
what you've done for all of us, this past cycle that we've been traveling with one another. I don't, those aren't lost to me. But I do need to know a couple of things.
Of course.
So first of all, I want to know what exactly took you away from us for that period of time. What was it like for you when you left?
Well, I had an old contact that let me know that elements of the Phagenian intelligence group were trafficking with Pyronin agents with information about our location and our travels. I assume tracked through the expenditure sheet of Rhode. I was not able to stop them from getting that information, but I got there in time before they had all left their meeting. And then I managed to steal the now defunct ship, crash in the landing bay, to get away. I had hoped to limit further exposure, but it seems like they will have lost that angle to track us now that Rhode isn't using a family account. I still think that we could also neutralize the problem by dealing with the family, but in the meantime, they're at least waylaid. I'm also a little bit terrified about what the Pyronins are getting out of this exchange of information. I don't know if they are working with the Phagenians now to attempt to get some of this new jump tech. I don't know if they have decided that it's more profitable to deal with a species that doesn't care about all the same things, rather than a bunch of collective civilizations that also believe in capitalist economies. I can't tell you.
Oh, I don't expect you to be able to answer that. And I imagine that your sense of family may be a little different from both human and Pyronin senses of family.
We don't really have a family.
Was it easy to dispose of those Phogenians in that ship that you stole? I don't mean physically or methodically. I mean, did you face any conflicts of within yourself?
Yes. I did what I had to do. I did not enjoy it. I will continue to do what I need to do to secure a future in which Phagenians don't have to be part of a monolithic culture. I hope that doesn't involve more killing, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I won't put on a charade that it was simple for me to do what I did, but it was necessary.
Yeah, well, suppose we're all still here, so I'm glad that you did. I appreciate that, I do.
I do reach into my pocket and I pull out like the memorial challenge coin from the Battle of the Planet.
Yeah.
And I hand it over to you. And I go, I know this feels awkward, but it was the only thing I could think of to express my regrets for my actions on that planet.
I'm gonna say that I have another like military garb on, and it's a simple matter for me to just take that coin and kind of like adhere it to the suit. And I look at it for a little bit, and memories come flooding back, and I say, now there is something else that I would very much like to know. I think maybe we need to go sit down for this. And
Certainly.
I'll walk, you know what? I'll walk you to the galley
Okay. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll start preparing a meal. And as I kind of wrap up and I put the plates in front of us, I say, tell me exactly what you did at Matal 7. And I don't think, we don't need to play this scene out
Sure.
or anything like that.
But I would answer
Sure.
truthfully.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And I think just even kind of knowing what happened and just knowing that about you, it's it's not necessarily enough to completely alleviate like what conflicted feelings I have, but just kind of clearing that air between you and me helps me come to terms to that. To come to terms with that to some extent.
Yeah. And Lawrence would totally, I mean, he wouldn't go into grisly details of things, but he would explain his involvement and what he did and how he managed to disable part of that,
Yeah.
defensive network or all of that kind of stuff. Because Lawrence wasn't there as like a shock trooper.
Yeah, right.
He got there before the battle.
Subterfuge.
And he helped lay the groundwork for the invasion that ultimately didn't work because I don't think the Virginians expected a unified front of multiple cultures. But he did manage to sort of take down the planetary shielding or the anti-air defenses in a sector or something. So the area where he worked was probably where some of the worst fighting happened.
Yeah.
Because the Virginians were able to get on the ground. Like you were up in space screening and dealing with stuff up there, but I think the area where he was where like the most casualties on the planet happened, most direct fighting, that kind of stuff. I don't know where you were when it comes to that, Jason.
Yeah.
But that's a conversation for later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he tells you, he lays it all out. Like this is what I was doing and that. And he probably even tells you about several other places where he operated.
Oh,
He
sure.
probably doesn't go through the whole
Yeah.
'cause he's not, fresh out of basic training. So he went through this cycle multiple times of the Genians insert part of their early scout/infiltration network. And then the next thing you know, suddenly there's cargo ships dumping off pods and pods, like the Star Wars Episode 1 battle droid.
Yeah.
Pods.
Yeah,
They're just
Do
landing
you roll?
and Faginians just spill out of them.
Yeah.
Ravenous.
It's a weird loping run that you do.
Oh, yeah. It's very hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because I don't think when an actual invasion's happening, the Genians don't look at other civilizations as other civilizations. They're just a target. So it's very much like, I'll take a bite out of you, I'll take a bite out of your sister, I will take a bite out of your parrot, like whatever family pet, doesn't matter, just we're here and we're gonna kill everybody and take what we need. That's sort of their battle philosophy. And anybody left on the planets after that battle is done are just another resource.
Okay. And I think, like we just, I listen. I just sit quietly. I listen to all that. And when the meal is over, I get up and the only words you hear from me are thank you for that. Don't worry about the dishes. I'll take care of it.
It seems only fair that you prepared the meal. I could clean up.
I give you a wave, and I turn and I walk out. And if you do, that's awesome. But again, if you take me up on it, I'll come back to it later.
Yeah, for now, I think. Yeah, I don't think Lawrence is going to clean.
Okay.
Is that a confront or a connect?
I
I mean, that's confusing.
The old question.
yeah.
I think like the original intent, I believe, is what. Well,
Yeah.
I know is what determines it because I wrote the game.
Yeah, no. The intent was to confront.
Okay.
Like finding out, again mentioning that what I've learned has troubled me, and just wanting to know those details, like wanting to know that about Lawrence, and just not wanting to have that hovering over me, or being kept from view.
Yeah. So to tell a crewmate that they've done wrong by you, which is like keeping this very important information from you, and also you were on opposite sides of this pretty epic battle and war, and what you want from them to make it right. Mark a condition that represents how you feel. So when you started this conversation, how did you feel?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say, that's interesting. I think I started it resentful
Okay. So that's
with some
what
degree
you're
of
gonna
that,
mark.
so I'm gonna mark that. Yeah.
Okay. And
Haven't
then
marked that one.
Okay.
Bless you.
Isn't it?
we talked about allergies.
She's
And I love-
allergic to marking
And I love
conditions now.
Fenris, but he's chilling right here. And,
Oh, good boy.
all right, so you had your discussion. Do you feel like you came to consensus? Do you feel like you came to a tolerable stalemate? Or did you have a full rejection?
No, I would say we came to a consensus.
Okay, your crewmate, but you decided, Lawrence.
Oh, right.
No,
right.
I agree. I
Okay.
agree. Like, I feel like we had a discussion and we're feeling pretty copacetic at this point.
Okay. So you mark a condition, Lawrence,
Great.
and you earn a trust,
He's dying.
and then you earn a trust and you clear a condition, Lawrence. Or Jonas, sorry.
Lawrence kills over dead.
From feeling. He caught the feeling.
It's going around.
That brings me back up to trusted. I was actually doubted because I kept on like botching rolls
Yeah.
for past couple of sessions.
So, I've erased too many times. What are the two on heart?
Oh, they're different for each one.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
They
different.
are?
Yeah.
We can narrow it down.
Here, I can look it up.
And while you're doing that, I'm actually going to clear angry.
You have an old sheet.
Perfect.
Yeah, maybe.
I have my laptop. I can bring it up if you want.
Hopeless.
Yeah.
That's the word. I'll mark hopeless.
Got a pen?
I'll print you out a new one there for next time.
No, it's all good. It's literally just because I've been on this cycle of like clear, mark.
Starscape, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
By design.
it's the way the game is
Yeah.
supposed to be working. It's just that having erased the check mark too many times, I soiled
It's
the
hopeless.
word that was printed.
Hopeless. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what that one is. Is it? No, I don't think it has anything to do with a
Nopeless.
river.
No.
Cool.
All right.
Hopeless, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right.
I probably would have marked guilty, but that's already marked.
There you go.
God.
So I guess, Lawrence, you're feeling a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
So do you want to do something about that? How are you coping with all these feelings right now? And if it's just sitting in them, that's also an option. You don't have to actually take any action if you want to just chill in them for a while. Or continue to chill in them because you've had them for a while.
You know, I think the way I feel is that it was good to have this discussion with Jonas. Because it feels like we've been leveled the playing field, right? Like we're okay, I know what's up, you know what's up, we're good. But I think he thinks that maybe that's the right course of action to do. So he's probably going to go try and find Alistair.
Okay.
This is funny.
But like he's aware enough to be like, I'm not just gonna knock on the door and barge in or anything like that. So
Well, that was a long conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
was a
mean,
while.
some time has passed.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
sure.
I had a whole
'Cause I have a
meal.
funny thought if
Yeah.
you're gone.
Okay.
Well, Lawrence will specifically know wherever you go.
Terrifying.
So you. So hold on. Jonas made the request, right, and then didn't hear anything back. I went, okay, well, I'm gonna go find Lawrence instead, right? Is that the timeline of what just happened?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, in this amount of time, I imagine, or at least in a refractory period, and would.
It's time for a bottle of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bottle of something. I don't know if it's water. We just got all that wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you did make a meal, consume it, and
Yeah.
clean up, but it's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one's gonna judge you, Alistair. It's fine.
What are you talking about?
Rhode is luxuriating in his lounge wear that he only wears inside of his bedroom. Decanting a bottle of wine. Which you have to do first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a stamina joke.
Yes.
Oh. That's not a problem I'm familiar with.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. Some people have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we're yeah, we get to a point where we're pouring drinks and I'm like, okay, I should probably go find out what Jonas wanted. That seemed urgent.
It did.
I mean, tier 2 urgency, but you know,
I'm glad you're back.
glad to be back as well.
You really went on vacation.
I'm on vacation now. Yes, this is my vacation.
This is a fascinating choice of vacation. Most people go to a beautiful tropical isle or a picturesque forest, and you're on the Amber Star
I
in what looks like a prison cell.
went to the beautiful, perfect place I wanted to be.
That is very sweet of you. For talking to a dead man, of course.
I'm gonna find my clothes and get dressed appropriately, not just like robes or shorts
Yeah,
or
you
You
whatever.
go full solid snake, you got the head wrap on, you're ready to go.
You button all the buttons.
Yeah, yeah,
Or,
yeah.
Most.
Well, yeah, I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
I gotta undo the top one.
Yeah. Undo the top button.
Okay.
I mean, a Pyronan would notice how his feathers are mussed. You know, like they're a little off to one side of like, you could just put that back, but like, unless you say something about it.
Rhode would definitely fix.
Oh, okay.
And especially because he doesn't have feathers to fuss over as much
Oh,
anymore.
right,
So
right.
he goes straight for yours.
Okay, well, great. Then I come out looking pristine.
Yes.
Preening. That's the word.
Yeah,
the
you've
birds
been
do.
preened
Yes, yeah.
with a fancy special Pyronan comb.
Yeah, like a little, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Otherwise it would snag on
Yeah.
You
something.
start heading to Jonas.
Yeah, or at least where I think I would find Jonas.
I think you'd
or-
be followed.
Oh, actually, no. I would start with like, how do I find Jonas? Like, can you message him?
He
Or...
said in the bay where he keeps Trini, his ship.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe he's working on the ship. I'll go look there.
All right. I'm going to walk that direction. I'm hungry for some reason.
Just so I know, does Nolvath ever take the hallways?
No, I think Alistair's asking Rhode.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, of course they do. I've seen them walking. I also miss them very often. I'm probably the wrong person to talk to about this.
Fair enough. So then I just imagine this, like, because we're so Victorian, this, like, thermo imaging night vision monocle.
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay.
But I don't know if that's doable or not. Okay.
Like I feel like to make it futuristic, it like pops down.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's full Last Starfighter guy.
Oh,
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
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 So I just deploy that and otherwise casually make my way
Okay.
to the bay.
I smell something. I think someone's been cooking.
That sounds delicious. It's probably would take a while to order in. So
I'm gonna pause, and Lawrence is gonna intercept
Yes.
you
oh yeah.
before you get to Jonas and
Yep.
the bay, if that's okay with you.
Well,
Jay.
if you guys
yeah,
are heading
totally.
for the cafeteria, that's where you'd probably find
No,
I think we have to walk by way of it anyways.
yeah, there you
So
I feel like they walk by it, and then like
Yeah.
road splits off, and as
We need a
Alistair
deck map.
continues.
well, I just figured it could be like a full collision of both groups.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, you walked off. Away from
I
the
was
other-
ahead
Okay.
already. Yeah,
Well, then-
yeah.
Yeah, so it's Lawrence by themselves, and then Alistair and Rhode. You kind of like come around
Yeah.
a corner,
Yeah.
and you do the awkward bump into each other thing.
Okay.
Except it feels like Lawrence already knew you were there.
Excellent.
Terrifying. Oh, hello.
I did not anticipate your taking this direction.
Really?
I had assumed you would head directly to the bay.
Mm.
This is
As you
kind of
requested.
directly. Who's following me?
Well, yes, but you rarely take the direct route.
Fine. Yes. All right. It smells good.
Yeah, Jonas is excellent at preparing food.
I've noticed. Is Jonas around?
He left a moment ago.
Oh, all right.
I, if I may, have a moment to speak with Alistair.
Of course. Just don't
I mean,
fight.
anything you have to say to me, you can say in front of Rhode.
Well, I'm aware, but
All right.
I didn't know if you wanted to have a moment of privacy yourself.
I don't have anything to keep from Rhode.
Very good. Well, it has been brought to my attention that I should be more forthcoming about my prior activities.
Why?
Well, it seemed to make Jonas feel better.
Well, he is human.
Indeed, indeed. But humans are far more in contact with their emotional state than most of the Pyronans I spend time with.
Correct.
Yes.
So
Well, it runs a little wilder, I suppose.
if it would also be helpful for you to feel better, I would be willing to discuss these things with you.
Have you committed any major crimes that I'm not aware of?
No.
Not your activities, but mine.
Oh,
I understand what you mean, Lawrence.
I didn't.
I don't think I need any explanation from you, but I hadn't thought to explore this.
If I may, I have a question, since I was harassed by those horrible people back on that planet.
Yes.
So, we know that Phagenians aren't exactly the most, hospitable neighbors.
That would be fair.
You know, I don't much care what you've done before. We're good friends. It's fine. But, if we're going to go on a planet that you say, I don't know, help a bunch of people get killed on, I would like some forewarning in the future. I'll do the same for you. I've done it.
Oh. And I think you need like a moment of Lawrence go, like recalculating. Like, oh, very, very good.
Strange
Very
math.
good. Well, I will certainly be more cognizant of letting you all know in the future.
Wonderful.
I had not anticipated the Matarians being nearly as good as they've seemed to have gotten.
They were very diligent.
The last time they were very lax.
I think I'm starting to find some respect for people in uniform. And Rhode just gives the most completely transparent look to Alistair.
I think lascivious
Yeah,
is the word
yeah.
you want. Yeah. To get the arched eyebrow, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't struggle with your individual actions. I struggle with the Phigenian policies. And you took actions I disagree with at the behest of your government.
Yes.
That the fact that you did that and then abandoned that government due to your conscience is so unique and strange in the context of other Phigenians. I struggle to wrap my mind around it. But that is my struggle to bear, and not your responsibility by my read of this. And you don't owe me any form of explanation. You being here is a remarkable thing.
Do you have any conditions marked, Alistair?
No.
Okay.
But I continue to struggle with the only sense of Phigenians I've ever known. The fact that I'm speaking to you face to face is so unique to my frame of reference.
I can understand.
I don't know how to square that circle, as the humans say.
I have at least had several months to get used to being on peaceful terms with another Pyroman.
Yes, we're old friends now.
I see that. And admire is the wrong word, but I'm impressed.
Well, you know me. I'll make friends with just about anyone so long as they're friendly.
Well, depending on their station, I suppose.
Look at him. He's a man of great stature and station.
Yes. But
And honor, if I dare say.
and that's where I struggle. That may be true. But it requires me to redefine my sense of honor.
I understand. If we manage to resolve this in such a way that the rest of you are no longer hounded by my people, I have prepared this. And he reaches in and he pulls out like a little data pad kind of a thing. And it is like a comprehensive library of things he might have done against Pyronids. And he hands it over and he says, if you feel it's necessary, I will face the judgment of your government.
Oh, don't do that.
No. That you won't be treated fairly.
I understand, but perhaps if that's what is necessary, I will own up to my actions.
No, actually. Because I will make it my personal responsibility. But you will not.
I object also on the basis that it is simply you committing suicide to do it. There is no other outcome.
Again, you are a man of absolute honor, and I cannot say the same for our people.
I don't know how to make up for those actions
You don't.
to the rest of your people.
I don't think it's your right to do so. You can't, because you are not the Phigenian people. You are Lawrence.
I'm having difficulty with that.
I can see that.
But I appreciate it.
Lawrence, have you had a skincare day in a while? You look a little flushed.
For the love of God, I'm barely able to walk. I will not hesitate to destroy any of these rabbit creatures. that we encountered. From the
Lauren.
description, they are not sapient creatures. They just,
Unless you're talking about Nolvaths, which are terrifying.
perhaps, but that is very far away.
I ask because you look like you need a spa day, dear.
I don't know what that means.
Why don't I show you?
Well, all right.
Like, just, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but Alistair's whole like posture and micro expressions are like, how can you tell that he needs a spot? And like, ugh. just that level of like, okay, my person has a project, and
Yes.
I respect that.
Now, if you both need a little bit of alone time still, the offer stands. I'm happy to help alleviate any itchiness from any rabbits that we might have come across.
Well, hopefully never again. But I will happily take you up. I'm interested. I very much enjoyed your alcohol.
Yes, ones that aren't found from a weird box in the middle of nowhere in the ship.
That was quite effective, you have to admit.
It hurt.
Well,
Sometimes that's what you have access to.
We're not drinking that, dear.
No, but we have access to better things.
But if you two have more things to resolve, I'm happy to leave you to it. Otherwise, you were on a hunt. Oh, wait, you were looking for... You're quite busy now.
I suppose I am. Let me lay it out this way, Lawrence. You don't owe me an apology because you can't apologize on behalf of Phagenians and your government. And if you don't owe me an apologize and can't apologize, that means I will do my best to not hold it against you for doing the same that I've done, which is follow the orders of my government. I feel like my mission is justified, even if there are some corrupt members of our government that need to be dealt with. You felt your mission was not justified, and you did something about it. I struggle with this situation, but that will be my problem for now, not yours.
I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Thank you.
But if you require food, I would go to Jonas first. I'm not very good at it.
I've heard rabbits are delicious.
The face.
You have literally just described eating, like,
The Grim Reaper.
well, no, like eating, the equivalent of mustard gas.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Doesn't the xenomorph look delicious?
Yeah, like a Geiger alien, right? I'm like, oh, that looks delicious. But
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like, that might be delicious. Sure, but no. Like,
Oh, man.
maybe this is out of character, but maybe it's like sea urchin, right? Like you just have to get it out the right way.
oh, maybe.
Not eat the poison that's
all right.
paralyze and kill you.
Sea urchin's not gonna kill you though. That's like
It can.
It can.
Yeah.
I've literally stepped on them.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah, but the
insides, when
inside-
you eat them,
They have a
There's
poison.
like a gland.
I
They have
didn't-
poison gland.
Yeah.
they have a poison
I
gland.
thought you meant
It's like
the
fugu.
outside. Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
cut it the right way.
Yeah. When you prepare it to
Yes, I
eat
understand,
it.
yeah. Okay, sorry. Okay. All right, so that was a connect. So, Lawrence, you
Nice.
reached out to Alistair.
So I spend a trust.
Yeah. Do you feel like you got closer? Or do you feel like a significant truth was revealed?
I think there was a significant truth. I don't think we're closer. But yeah, the truth, even if, yeah, I mean, the fact that he wants to apologize is effective. Like that has affected Alistair.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like made it more complex and confusing, and dealing with those big feelings.
Yeah, so there's more trust there, even if you're not like still buddies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you earn her trust,
Okay.
Lawrence, and you both you clear a condition. You would clear a condition, but you don't have any right now.
Do we clear 2 because we made a connection?
Yes.
Because of
Sorry.
significant?
Yes.
Ah,
We're gonna heal this
Yes.
Virginian if it's the last thing we
Yeah.
do.
I'm really glad I got to have that conversation with no conditions.
Yeah.
Because it could have gone very differently.
Yeah.
I'm not glad.
You had a chaperone too.
Yeah.
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 Rhode was like, we're gonna get along.
I'm down to 2.
All right, there you go.
Nice.
That's
All right.
legitimate.
That's like a normal amount.
Yeah.
You
Pretty
start the
healthy.
game with 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Shall we?
Indeed. Should I gather anything first?
No, you just come with me.
All right.
But before you go, can you message Jonas and ask him where he'd like to meet me?
Sure.
Jonas is, and I just rattle off where he is.
Oh.
Terrifying.
Amazing.
So,
You know what?
okay, I need some clarification before we're going to get to you in just a moment, Jonas. So your challenge to Nolvath was that you would track them, or that they
both.
also could track. Okay.
It's
Yes.
a mutual tracking to see
Yeah.
if you can hit each other with a paintball first.
Rhode looks dead ass at Alistair.
Or best of 3.
Hearing this about Jonas, and you can see the light bulb go off. A hunter uses all of his skills, right?
Yes.
Lawrence, where's Nolvath?
Oh.
And like he kind of pulls up his little display and scrolls through it, and he doesn't actually know exactly where Nolvath
Of
is.
course not.
Like he doesn't know where your actual hidey hole is. But he checks and he sees which air duct you've gone in last.
Oh, okay.
Terrifying as well.
Nice.
So like the last place I had Nolvath was, and wherever that was.
Is that a ship interface?
No.
Oh.
And there goes the trust you just earned.
No, actually, it's admiration.
Yeah.
It's
Their
respect.
That's a
Their
respect.
technology is not one that I can interface with easily.
Yeah, I struggled with it as well.
It's probably an air duct near the medical lab.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll start with that since I have the information. I don't suppose that's an interface you would share.
Well, I don't think I can directly share it. It's not the same tech,
Oh, that would be a problem.
but I
All
can
right.
I can let you know if I see Nolvath again. Like what? Because I missed the whole thing too. I was
Yeah,
having a
yeah.
murderous reaction.
Yeah.
I think that would be a step too far for the advantage, but I'll take the advantage I have. Thank you.
Very good.
So where was the last?
Just
Nolvath?
outside the med bay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the med bay. Okay.
Yeah. It's like just slightly down the hallway from the med bay, not directly
Which
inside.
is not very far from this spot.
Okay.
I mean,
This
And-
is so funny.
Also, thank you, Chad. I did mean pufferfish. Thank you.
okay, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So there are urchins you can die from eating as
Is
well,
there? Yeah,
I believe.
okay. I thought there was, but
Okay. 8.
Jason,
yes.
will you roll forces necessary for me?
Yes.
If this happens in this hallway, there will be the loudest ungodly scream.
Okay.
Just wait
That's
until
plus
you
body.
get pegged with a
Yeah.
paintball.
Can I add my
Dying.
Oh, wait, I
Skill?
didn't add body.
Actively dying.
Oh, yeah. You have to add body, and then also if you have a skill you
Relevant
can add.
skill.
That you can add. 100%.
Biology.
Huh? No biology.
No? Okay.
You already got advantage because
Physical
of your
sciences? That's
yeah.
true.
because of your
What?
camouflage.
Okay.
okay.
It's still a 9
That's a
then.
7.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What'd you get?
7.
Oh, okay. So you got 9.
9.
And you got
Any
7.
Relevant skills?
Okay.
Yeah, that's with the skills. Yeah, I barely made it.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
I rolled
boy.
2s on the dice.
Oh,
So
okay. Nolvath, what
Yeah.
happens? In the hallway, right here with everyone there, except for Jen.
So you two are probably facing Lawrence.
Yes.
Yeah. So Lawrence, you see the ceiling open up slightly behind Alistair.
And it's gonna be right after you show them like the last point of entry.
Right.
So it's like, oh, okay, that's where they've got to be.
I probably like rotate my wrist back and then I see a thing and I'm like,
And you
We're an alien now.
You
It's gonna
feel-
be too late to say something.
Yeah. You see a weird shimmer kind of like slowly like hang down from the ceiling. And then there's this like thwap on the back of your neck.
Just like you hand it, or like you slap it on it. Oh my god. For dishonor. That's perfect. That's perfect. I thought you were gonna like flick it at me.
Nope, better.
That's so good. Yeah.
And then when you turn around, they're crouched behind you. Not camouflaged anymore.
The scream.
I don't scream. I do like stiffen, surprise, and then relax. Like, well struck. Well done. Did Pyronas shake hands? I don't know. What are our
Sure,
like?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
We have some. It kind of feels like a bowing.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of bowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of bowing.
Yeah. I like give you kind of a stiff bow, and that. Well done. Well
They
done.
do like a weird, like, wolfish play bow at
Yeah.
you back.
Point to Nolvath. And I'm like trying to like wipe off.
They look
Come here. This is.
fucking delighted. They're like,
Yeah.
this is fun. Now it's your turn.
All right, and you both got mixed successes. So pick one off the list.
Oh right.
You are shaken or injured. Mark a condition. You lose or damage something important. Your actions put a crewmate in danger. That would be wild. And then
I'm in danger.
and then a new danger or foe is revealed. But
I'm gonna mark a condition.
yeah.
Is embarrassed on here?
I don't.
Uncertain's pretty good.
Mhm.
Or reckless. I've got an idea. I know. I'll
Oh,
find them.
yeah.
Reckless. That's good.
Oh, I know what I'm going to mark. I'm going to mark obsessive. They love it.
Yeah. You've done a bad thing.
What a die roll. I love when the dice get involved.
Yep. Amazing.
We have a story to tell.
Yes. All right. That is how that ends. That happens. Nolvath is like, oh, new game, and like slinks off, and you all go on your and you continue on your way to meet with Jonas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Rhode, are you heading to get food?
Rhode is going to talk to Lawrence, if that is available.
Sure. Let's go ahead and do Alistair and Jonas first. Sure. If
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
If and we can just say these things are happening parallel to one another.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Just since you've been waiting a while, Jonas.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good. I'm gonna say that after our conversation, I kind of go to my Zen place, which is tuning up Trini.
Okay.
And I'm
Alistair comes to chat with
yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna be in the bay where Trini's docked, and you'll find me kind of working on the outrigger. Like there's that little outrigger unit,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm just kind of tuning that.
We're also going to say it's been almost an hour since you pinged Alistair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
We
know.
were busy.
Yeah. And Trini has like external weapon systems and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're pretty obvious.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
like there are a couple of bays where I can, release like mines and
Okay.
what do you call it? Those things that like distract homing.
Oh, right.
devices.
Yeah. The
yeah.
chap,
There we go,
yeah.
chap. Yeah. And then there are a couple of like laser cannons.
Okay.
When you come in, I turn around, I see you there, and I get up, and I'm about to ask where you were, but at first I stop and I say, "What in the hell happened to you? What is that?"
There
Back
is
your
a
neck
little
on
bit
your
of it
hands.
left. Yeah. That's yellow paint.
Paint.
A bit of dye. Yeah.
I don't think I caught. Like, did I catch the challenge? That you
It
made
might.
to Nolvath
You might
earlier?
not. Well, you were piloting the ship, and they were making a ruckus, getting his allergy
Yeah.
under control.
It probably looks like a familiarly proportioned handprint.
Yeah.
Did Nolvath do that to you?
Yes, unfortunately, at my invitation, I didn't challenge. I challenged them to a game of sorts, and we are attempting to see who can paint the other best of three, I assume.
Oh. And of course, they got the jump on you.
They did. They did. I'm in awe, really. I'm hoping I'll actually learn something from this.
Okay, that's
encounter.
very, like, hot to me. Like, my heart, like, skips a beat a little bit. I know where I'm going after this, so. Let's see. I say, I turn to you and I say, well, yeah, they are very, very good at what they do.
I'm impressed.
As you should be. But now, listen, now, I've been waiting here for quite a while. What were you up to something? Sending
Yes,
a transmission
I
or
was,
something?
as a matter of fact. Not a transmission, although some communication was happening. How much of an answer do you want, or would you prefer euphemisms?
Let's stick with clever turns of phrases.
Aha. Well, I was making up for lost time with Rhode.
Oh. I get that.
I-
Jonas can read between the lines.
Things are going well, and I don't know how much we'd explained before, but we were interested in each other years ago, and having the opportunity to find each other now has, the hope that it could be something real springs anew.
Kind of being the forward human that I am, I wrap my arm around you and just kind of give you a hefty pat on the shoulder, and I say, that's a wonderful thing to hear. Not all of us get the chance to explore possibilities.
Indeed, I thought this possibility was entirely lost to me. So, I'm glad.
Yeah, it seems there's some things about Rhode that Rhode's always they're always surprising. They just, when you think you got a handle on them, something new comes up and kind of makes you need to think about things differently.
Yeah, I admire the layers because underneath them there's something so complex and interesting, captivating.
Was that a euphemism too?
No,
I turn and I say, I'm incredibly happy you're back.
thank you. I appreciate that. It's this seems like quite a little community you're building here.
Yeah, it is. It is something special. And I do hope to keep it that way. But I did learn some things down on Matar that I don't know. I might need your help wrapping my head around.
All right.
And I'll share what I've learned. About first of all, I'll explain to you what I knew about the Phogenians, what I learned about the Phogenians, about their signatures and sort of the activities that they've been doing, various systems. I'll tell you about my contact, but I won't share too many details.
Sure. Do you talk about the thing where the ships get real bright after they come through? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So the reply to that would be, well, I wonder if they're doing something to dump heat after they arrive. Maybe it's generating a great amount of heat, and that's what's showing up.
Yeah, or some other form of energy. Perhaps. But at the very least, if we keep our eyes open, it might be a way that we can keep them from getting too close to us.
Yeah, that would be great, and especially if they're running that hot. I mean, I hope that's the case.
Indeed.
It would give us some inroads and tactics to start with.
Yeah, precisely. Again, I don't know what kind of energy sources they are tapping, but just the way my contact has described it, I do not know how they are sustaining that, how they could possibly be sustaining that.
I can't imagine either. What sort of energy source that would be compact enough and be able to do that?
Yeah, precisely. And he did say that smaller ships are easier to jump, but still. But that does bring me to my second, the second matter that I would like to discuss with you. I learned not only that the Phogenians are jumping in very specific patterns, but I learned that the Pyronen seem to be following them around.
Hunting them.
Don't know. And even if they were, that seems like a really risky move. Potentially starting hostilities across the galaxy.
I mean, many species have reason to go on the offensive with the Phogenians.
And you haven't heard anything from your government relating to such?
It's not my branch or commission. I can't think of the right word out of character. It's like the equivalent of the Army Corps of Engineers, that like I'm that in
Branch.
that
Branch.
branch. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm, a scout and I work by myself and I've not been sent to follow anyone, so I wouldn't mind sharing if I had. I believe my understanding so far is the Pyronen government is still essentially on the right path, which is why I remain loyal. But I have to believe they're hunting the Phogenians. I mean, why else would they follow them around?
Well, from what Lawrence said, it was some form of collaboration that led with the Pyronen that led the Phogenians to this jump technology.
Never. And then, like the whole posture changes, and that we would never collaborate with the Phogenians.
No, I know you wouldn't. But there could be a lot of profit in this for the wrong people.
Maybe it's some of the families. The government wouldn't.
I will take your word for it. But damn it, I was hoping that you might have heard something or known something. That strange episode with the rabbit dander, that certainly opened my eyes to the Phogenians a little bit more.
Fascinating. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it crossed your mind as well that could be something that we could use for defense.
I would
Not
like to
maybe
weaponize
offense.
it as quickly as possible.
Well, I am very curious what Nolvath comes up with, what information they pick up. And I kind of stiffen up to kind of like match you in posture. I'll say, but I do want to emphasize how careful we have to be, considering Lawrence is here too.
I understand that. And I think you understand. I just delivered a false report to my government
Of course,
to protect Rhode and everyone that he's with.
of course.
I don't follow rules for the sake of following rules. I try to find what I think is right and pursue that path. And sometimes that's legal and sometimes it isn't.
I parts of my own recent past kind of like flash through my mind, and I say, Ranger, I knew there was a reason I liked you. I think you're gonna fit in here just fine. And I say, hey, tell you what, do you want me to give you a little spin on, show you sort of what my ship can do, what it's got?
I would love to see a
can't,
demonstration.
I can't necessarily like take you in as passenger, but I'll
No.
kind of like spin you around the various parts. And stuff like that. Yeah.
And I'm like poining out some of the laser cannons. And, like,
Yeah.
I've got a pretty expert eye around weapons, so it's there.
Nerd.
Yeah.
I haven't had anybody to talk to about like my ship.
Oh, I see how you upgraded the power line to this, and that's excellent. This is
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think
we do the kind of pull back.
Yeah. Spend a little bit of
yeah.
time doing
Yeah,
it.
it's the car guy vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure. Yeah. Precisely.
flip up the hood, and
Yeah.
Kimmy wouldn't know anything about that.
No.
What year Barracuda was it?
67.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Oh.
It still exists. It's. I still have
I was a 69 Camaro myself.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah.
My cousin's is a 72.
Oh,
See, that's
nice.
like actual CUDA.
Yeah,
It's not a
that's-
Barracuda.
That's the CUDA.
the CUDA.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Moving on from my love of cars. So we do the kind of like the slow pull back with you like nerding out about the weaponry and things like that. We also, as we like pull back from that shot, we also get like the Phegenian ship that's still kind of like parked over to the side.
Oh, I thought you were saying like
Mismatched.
following us.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
smashed
the
one.
smashed
Yeah,
one
yeah.
that
Dead
Lawrence,
Phegenian buttons
like
inside,
brought in.
Yeah.
Hint, reminder.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know.
Still
I
never forgotten about
remember
it.
Kimmy.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just
Yeah.
reminding you. It was my subtle hint until I gave it away.
Yeah, we should probably dismantle
I'm
the power
playing a
stores.
bureaucrat. I don't know these things.
I know. Anyway, so and let's jump to. I know we're coming up on time. So, do you want to do? Is the scene?
I can be quick.
Okay, no, that's totally. We
Yeah.
don't need to be quick, but
That's what he
like
said.
fairly. Hey, you're not allowed to make that joke after saying you don't know what we're talking about earlier. Okay, so let's have Lawrence and Rhode do a conversation, and then we'll do our personal directives, and then we'll.
Trying to help you here, man. Trying to get you connected.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I think we smash cut to Rhode's chair that you've already sat in before, spinning around, looking at the mirror, and like Rhode looming over you.
Amazing.
All right.
So, first of all, we need ointments. We need oils. We need a face mask. Multiple face masks, possibly. Not the kind that you use to disguise yourself, which is another question I have for you, actually, but that's going to wait. Hold, please. And Rhode pulls out a drawer, and there are ointments and oils and all kinds of creams and there's a lot in there. It's a lot. Give me your hand.
I put up my hand.
Do you trust me?
Oh boy.
I assume so. I have no idea what these things are. I think he would probably say like it has been much harder to come up with an alternate look without the assistance of my agency.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I didn't have the facilities to create printed prosthetics. And
I've been
things that
thinking
we would
about
always
this.
use.
And as he begins to like lightly just like put creams and ointments on your hand to test them, I've been thinking a lot about Nolvath's ability. Haven't you wondered if there's a way to synthesize that? I recently have also come into a deep desire to hide this beautiful face of mine.
We're not allowed to skin Nolvath.
You're not there. You're nerding out about the ship.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, I hadn't thought about it like that. But I suppose if there's a way to create a single layer of camouflaging cells or something that we could use.
Or technology or something. I know how I feel about it. How are you doing being on the run, being such a close brush to danger?
Well, the danger part is the hard part. It's not... After years of being a tool of a much greater instrument, now operating on my own is an adjustment. There was always a whole support network available before. And now, as much as I treasure this ship and the people here, it's not the galaxy-reaching agency that I used to work for.
Lawrence, did I ever tell you about my mother?
You have mentioned that she's quite old.
There is that. She is quite old. I Two, believed in a singular purpose. Only had that to believe in. And then I left it and found this place. For what it's worth.
I understand.
I'm rooting for you, Lawrence. Because if you can do it, I can do it.
I have no doubt that you could.
That makes one of us. Come here, I'm going to put some of this on your face now.
And like he closes his eyes, and I don't think you've ever seen him close his eyes. Like even doing his weird standing sleep thing.
Yeah,
It's sort of just the like
the inner
crosswise
lids, yeah.
dictating membrane kind of thing. But like he fully relaxes and sits back in the chair.
Oh, do you have like regular skin? For some reason, I was picturing you as kind of chitinous.
No, yeah, I mean I'm regular flesh. It's pale and gray.
Feeling great.
By
Yeah,
nature,
okay.
yeah.
I don't know how I got chitin in there, but that's fine.
As Rhode kind of begins to put on ointments and things just to help with the allergic reaction, the redness probably from that, and probably also some just like, I don't know how much of a skin routine you have, and Rhode definitely has one.
Yeah.
Like 18 point. Like,
Yeah. The thing is, when I left home, I may or may not have killed an entire town.
Oh.
I too have done things I truly despise, that I don't agree with because someone told me to. And, well, Lawrence, I don't find you frightening. I know that might be disappointing. Nolvath is terrifying. You, I understand. Of, I think, everyone on this ship except for Alistair.
I did not take you for a direct interventionist.
I wasn't.
Oh.
It was subterfuge.
Huh.
And placing one case that I should have questioned much deeper than I did.
Oh, I see. In my experience, the only way through is ahead.
And that's why we're going.
Well, I'm glad to be on this journey ahead with you then.
Me too. And you're going to look a lot better for it. And we're going to figure out how to reproduce Nolvath's camouflage.
Great invisible Phogenians.
Yeah.
Just one that's immune to rabbits and invisible.
Super Phogenian.
Ooh.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. We're going to end there for tonight. Let's go ahead and look at our personal directives first.
We've connected. I'm trying.
Oh, yeah.
to
Sorry.
help.
Yeah. Connect.
Trying to help you.
Yeah.
I mean, did you talk about anything like a big deal?
Nothing
or-
happened in that conversation.
So you instigated
Yeah,
the
oh,
conversation.
absolutely.
So how do you feel, Lawrence? Do you feel like you grew closer?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you earn a trust, which you don't really need right now,
Oh, yeah.
and clear condition.
Not for me.
I feel like we had a reveal of
A bit
Significant.
significant truth. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Then you get to clear 2 conditions and earn 2 trust.
like I feel like Lawrence did not take you for a person that would have been involved in something like that.
Yeah.
Now you don't get trust since you're the
Right.
replier, but you clear 2 conditions.
We did it! We did it, folks!
Clean slate.
We did it!
Yay!
Narratively driven healing. Let's go!
So now we just have to have something terrible happen again next
Yeah.
session.
I can't imagine anything terrible.
Nothing bad's
happening
ever
to
going to
us.
happen in this game.
Happening. All right.
Fine.
So
Personal
personal directives. Did anyone meet their personal directives?
I sort of did. I need to ask Samantha something.
Yes.
Okay.
So I wrote down surprise Nolvath. And I failed at the initial task, but it did seem like there was a surprise and delight component that Nolvath didn't realize how much they would enjoy the game. So perhaps I surprised Nolvath in that way, or no. This is up to you.
I think yes. I think the reason there's like so into it is because like they haven't had like a packmate to like faux hunt each other with
Sure.
like in a like really long time. So like having that again, I think they're surprised that they could feel that same sort of thing with somebody that's not
Okay.
up from the hive.
Okay.
So yes.
Great. Then.
But you now inadvertently have made a best friend.
Okay. Yeah.
And will never rest peacefully
great.
again.
Great.
Every moment is danger now on the ship.
Welcome to Rhode's life.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
after the initial 3 paintballs are expended, you're
Yeah.
just gonna wake up every morning and
Yeah.
Nolvath's gonna be there like,
Oh yeah.
You're in.
hello.
Yeah. I mean, does Nolvath have a sense of like when is an inappropriate time to interrupt two people?
They would not interrupt in spicy incidents.
Okay. That's. I was like, just Nolvath coming down out of the vent in the midst of a scene.
Yeah.
Incredible. No, they do have that much tech.
Okay.
Pretty much every other time is fair game, though.
Yep. So what happens when you meet your personal directive?
It should say. What does it say?
Session goal for
Oh, it's
interactive.
on, sorry,
Then
it's
the
on
other
move sheet.
moves.
Apologies. It's on the move sheet.
Choose whichever is appropriate, clear a condition and mark XP, or earn 1 trust, and then set a new one.
Okay. Well, I'll mark XP.
Okay.
I'm at mine.
Okay.
Talk to Lawrence about how to disguise better.
Yay.
Hey.
Ha 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 ha.
Get good.
Good job. All right. Nolvath, you said you met yours?
Yes, they wanted to talk to Lawrence about what to do with the frozen people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And mine was very similar. Talk to Nolvath about what to do with the Inarans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Or like,
Nice.
what are we gonna do with, like, we're the custodians of a species.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
It's normal.
that's a lot.
And because I've marked a new advancement, I'm going to add 1 to heart.
Oh,
Aww.
his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Yeah. He has one again.
Jonas.
Yeah, I wanted to speak with Lawrence about his time away and sort of like what occurred then. So yeah, totally accomplished.
Fantastic.
Uh,
Great.
so
So have you met yours? Write a new one for next time.
Oh, right.
gonna clear. I'm gonna mark an XP. And
I'm
going
up
to
for
clear.
a advancement, but I think I'm gonna message you about it because I want to do something weird. Surprise.
What?
Shock.
Oh,
Sam doing something
okay.
weird in any game ever?
Good for you, Sam.
I
I
feel
know.
like you and I also have
Really
to come
branching
up with
out.
Yeah, I feel like you and I also have to come up with a custom move about like tracking Alistair.
Do I get a custom move?
No,
No.
like the tag move.
This is so funny.
With the personal directive, does it have to be just one person?
Kill
It could be other people.
Just as
Yes.
another PC.
Yeah, another PC. I mean, if it's multiple people, you still have to meet all the conditions. So if you're like, I'm gonna high five everybody on the crew, you have to high five everybody
cute.
on the crew.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so that just makes it a little more difficult. But if you want to go with that, that's great.
I just have an idea.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of
And it's
options
not-
there with this love boat of multiple
Mhm.
crew members. Like, not you, Lauren, but like other people.
Not you.
This big love boat full of people all getting it on.
And Lawrence.
Not you, Lawrence.
And Peggy.
Yeah. Hardcore.
Incredible.
All right.
And the rest, Lawrence.
All right. Got my ending thing. All right. Thank you for joining us for session number 11 of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play here on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. Thanks to our chat mod, James B, for all your hard work. We always appreciate how you keep our chat a safe place. Thank you to our amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you that we're able to play games that we enjoy without worrying about publishing companies or system popularity. I am aware of the weird changes Patreon dropped today. and new updates. So we're going to be figuring stuff out. So if you're our Patreon,
Cool.
we're talking about it on the Discord and
Keep
the Patreon.
changing stuff.
Yeah.
It
Thanks.
doesn't mess up anything.
Charging more money to people for us to get the same amount of money. We love that. My name is Kimi, she, her. I have made this game. I GM this game. Made the system. I don't have to worry about the Kickstarter anymore. That is in my...
Yeah.
Thank you for your support, and I'm so much more relaxed.
Is there like a late backer option?
There are late backer options. You can do that. But again, my literally when it closed, my shoulders relaxed that day.
Yeah.
I was like,
I know
We're
this
done.
feeling.
We did it.
I
No
know this
team.
feeling.
yeah. So yeah, you can go to goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter, and you can still do a late pledge, or visit goldenlassogames.com to find all the games that I make.
They're all good.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I will start on this side this time.
That's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam. I've been Nolvath, your friendly neighborhood person obsessed with the Alistair now.
Yeah.
They're besties now, forever. Sorry about it. You can find me on the internets at Red Pandroid on most of the socials, and here on Mondays doing weird alien things. If you like weird aliens and monsters and possibly want to romance them or read about that sort of thing, you might be pleased to know that my very good friend Wink, Sylvie Hellstaff's new book, the ebook, just dropped today. You can get Shadow and Flame on Amazon right now, ebook. The paperback is coming out on Thursday, 8/15. It's 400 pages long. There's a lot of
Sylvie.
romance. There's a lot of magic.
Are there monsters?
There's monsters.
You promise?
I do. There's 2 monsters.
Are there monsters doing it?
There are monsters doing it, which is why this is 18 plus. Do not read it if you're under that, but otherwise go check it out.
Hi everybody, I'm Kai. You can find me all over the internet as Estelle of Imladris. You can find me obviously here continuing to never be a problem ever on Mondays. But also you can find me on Saturdays in Chat for Transplanter RPG. We are coming to our penultimate episode for Godkiller Last Hope, which is our first in-studio actual play. It has been such a treat just to help support the show. It's a good time, and I'll be back in a couple weeks-ish for Arc 3 of the Chaos Protocol there. Just announced I will be over on Taino Tales in September very soon for the Doomsayers, which is City of Mist mystery where we're all demigods. It's going to be a great time.
Neat.
That's a throw for you for later. We're going to be demigods. And also playing Tales of the Valiant over on Bad House RPG in Sun and Chains, which is going to be a post-colonial Asian-inspired setting, which is going to be a blast. Never going to be a problem there. And you can find me in my game designer era writing one of the upcoming adventures for Starscape.
Yay!
I'm so excited. And also a game that I am working on as well and have been for a very long time is currently in production over on Frivolous Bear Studios. If you are an editor, layout designer, or artist who wants to help create an unannounced new lyric tabletop role-playing game, including work from me for a very long time, it is a tarot-based game. It's going to be a really good time. We're currently looking for interested parties to come and join our team. Come check out my Twitter or Frivolous Bear Studios all over the socials to find out more.
That's awesome. I'm Jason. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Blue Sky at It's Probably Okay, or head over to probablyokgames.com, home of the okayest games around. And
okay.
you could check out the game I made, Demigods. PDF is for sale there. I should have the books up this week to sell physical copies. I got to sell some. I also have these custom dice and challenge coins that we made for the game. They should be up as well. And that's pretty much what I'm about. I stream a bunch on my channel, so come hang out. If you're not here, then go over there to twitch.tv/It's Probably Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jay, and I play Jonas. And you can find me online at holy smokes, my brain is just gone.
Transplantation.
There you go.
There you
Thank
go.
very much. Transplantation on Instagram. Thank you, Kai. And at JAfrica, pretty much everywhere else. You can also catch me this Labor Day weekend, August 30th through September 2nd, at PacificCon up in the Bay Area, where I'll be premiering a couple of new adventures and running a bunch of my other published adventures for the D&D Adventures League. And then you can find me at LA Comic Con October 4th through 6th, where I'll be premiering a new adventure that's part of this exciting series that I'm very, very thrilled about to be writing for.
Awesome.
So, hope to catch you there.
All right, Jay. Summer of Jay.
We'll see. I've still got a lot of layout to do, so.
Just because it's summer doesn't mean you can stop working.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I've been CADave. I'll be CADave again next week.
You promise?
No. There's a lot of time between now. But you can find me tomorrow night on what is likely my finale episode of Dave the Diver. I have gotten to end credits, and now I'm just wrapping up the Godzilla storyline.
Gosh.
'Cause
game is
there's always
wild.
more. Yeah, there's so much in this game. I've been playing for like 3 years.
Yeah,
it seems.
forever.
Yeah.
And granted, I'm not streaming for hours and hours. I know, but yeah. So I'm starting to fish for new ideas because the next thing I was planning to stream isn't coming out until September.
September
We're
3rd.
both talking about it.
Yep.
There is a game coming out this week that I'm very excited to play, but it's not family friendly. Because you're a guy that works for bad people like Mr. Wolf in Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
clean up crime scenes before the police can get there.
Oh,
Yeah.
crime scene
crime
cleanup
scene cleaner.
simulator.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. It's just crime scene cleaner.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
That I played they released a prologue, and it was super interesting because I went into it thinking I was the guy that came in after the crime and cleaned up after the police had done their investigation. No,
You're Dexter.
Get rid of the evidence.
Well, no, you're like a standard janitor guy, but like for personal reasons, you need money to help your family, and you fall into doing this illegal work.
Fascinating.
And I'm like, what is the main game going to have in it? Because this is all just revealed in this little prologue bit. Okay.
Interesting.
So I might stream that on another night that's not the family-friendly night that I have audience members that watch regularly
Yeah.
with their kids. Like,
Yeah.
that's not the right jam. But, yeah. So tune in tomorrow for maybe the end of Dave the Diver.
Wow.
That's exciting.
But not the end of Dave.
No,
You'll still
just
be
the
around.
diving part.
All right. Thank you again so much. Again, I'm Kimi. You can find me at Golden Lasso Girl everywhere on the internet. If you want to find more shows, we have a ton of actual plays from the history of Happy Jacks. Go to happyjacks.org and click the little AP tab, and there's literally over, I think, 20 systems at this point. There's dozens of APs.
The quality
and-
just gets better and better and better. The
I mean, it
audio
really,
quality,
the audio quality does. My goal at some point is to go back and clean up the old audio.
Oh,
Now
do a
that I'm
pass on
done.
them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just do
yeah.
a little pass on it. It probably is going to be a while because we live literally 13 years of content, so it's going to be a
long time.
while. But 2 minutes an episode forever. That's a lot of time.
That's
but
a
it'll
lot of
happen.
episodes.
Yeah, it's a lot of time. But yeah, we'll make it work. And thank you so much. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.